with a loss to North Carolina A&T, and then coming back the next week and beating North Carolina. I could see that happening in this scenario. I think they'll play much better, and I don't think the season is over. There's definitely some winnable and wins on the schedule for East Carolina this year. You look at what South Florida did last night against NC State. They're still trying to find the end zone. Charleston Southern is a win. You've got a couple there, and I think they'll be in a lot of games this year, so I'm certainly not writing it off, but a bad start to the season for these Pirates as they lose to App State.
I mean, there's a lot to work on, and there's a lot of corrections that can be made, and I always remember coaches saying you make the biggest improvement between game 1 and game 2. Well, I'm really curious to see now. East Carolina's got extra time to think about this. They're going to have some time off this weekend. They're going to be rested. They come back next week. You're playing at home. Yes, it's South Carolina, but it's not the big bad South Carolina when they were very competitive under Spurrier at times, but you can't take them lightly. Even the weakest SEC team is still.
You don't have to say that the rest of the year. We can't
take
taking anyone lightly.
But I really thought last night we would be closer to how we played SMU versus how we played Georgia State last year. Unfortunately, last night it played out. We were closer to that Georgia State team.
Yeah,
and I was hoping that wouldn't be the case. Now, they had showed a lot of improvement last year, which gives me hope they can continue to show improvement this year. We need to see that improvement starting next week.
Yeah.
I think, look, if the Pirates can bounce back and find a way to win against South Carolina, be victorious, and go to 1-1, that changes the whole dynamic for the season. Then your attitude changes with that. Now, if they get throat stomped against the Gamecocks, and then I believe you got to go on the road to Marshall next. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Yep.
It could be a long September potentially until you get to what's the last one in September? Charleston Southern. And then at that point, we can't take them lightly. But let's just take a deep breath, give the guys a chance to have a chance. Let's continue to support this team and these guys, and let's give them a chance to have a bounce back. And I don't feel all is lost after one game.
Definitely not.
And even if we had beaten App State and then came back and laid an egg against South Carolina, we talked about that scenario too. So season's going to have a lot of ebbs and flows. This is definitely, not the way I know the coaches and the players wanted to start. This is not the way the fans wanted to see us start. But let's see how they respond. I think that is what I'm going to be focused on this week. How does this team respond to adversity? This team, can they get it together? They're capable. These guys are talented. I still believe that they could have a successful season. I am just not willing to throw in the towel on this season after one game. And I am disappointed. It was at times tough to watch, but there are glimmers of hope too.
Yeah, and positives, the running backs catching the ball out of the backfield, Rajay Harris, Keaton Mitchell. That was something we didn't see a ton of last year that was a very bright spot. Now, the downside of that is Tyler Snead and C.J. Johnson were pretty much invisible last night.
Yeah.
Didn't see them at all.
Mitchell's speed was incredible last night. One of the fastest guys on the field. I think they got to find a way to get him even more involved with that offense. I thought he did a great job. I thought DJ Ford showed some of his speed in the backfield with his pursuit angles and the way he tracked some guys down on the opposite field of where he was. I saw some bright spots there. There is a lot. I'm sure they're breaking down the tape today, and there's a lot corrections that these guys can make.
Definitely.
And listen, there's a lot of criticism out there of these guys, but I don't feel like it's my job to pile on to these guys. As I said, I kind of feel bad for them. I feel bad for the situation. Yeah. And I just do. I can't take the emotion out of it for me. I just, being an alum, being a supporter, and knowing these guys personally, maybe I can't look at it objectively. I try and look at it objectively, but that doesn't mean I have to pile on and criticize every little thing. I'm just not. I don't want to be that type of person. If it's at the end of the season and it's 0-12, then reality's striking you in the face. That's one thing. But we're not there yet, and I hope we don't get there. And I'm just not willing to say this team can't do it. I still think they can, and they've got to be given a chance and an opportunity, hopefully, to redeem themselves. And I think that opportunity comes up next Saturday.
Noon kickoff in Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium in South Carolina. We will be with you at 8 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate, and we'll have an afternoon edition of the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show.
I do want to compliment our staff here at Pirate Radio, people on air, off air. Our crew did an amazing job. You guys were awesome yesterday. The amount of coverage we do and the quality of coverage, I mean, nobody comes close. There is no other radio station or media company on game day that does what we do. That, you know, there's a lot of people that are wannabes and imitators, but nobody can duplicate what Pirate Radio is or does, and it's a credit to our folks here. And you guys, incredible pregame show, awesome postgame show. I thought Billy Weaver was a nice addition.
Yeah, loved
with us this year. You guys had good chemistry, and listen, I thought the fans that called in were good. You know, once again, I understand. That's why we have that show. So the Pirate Nation can have a voice so they can be heard. You know, we get to talk all the time, Clip, and we reach a lot of people, but that post-game show gives an opportunity for everybody to be heard.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean we agree with every single caller, but I like I like the point that we give you a platform to be able to be heard. And let me tell you something, that platform is getting bigger and bigger with broadcasting on YouTube, on Facebook, on social media, on 4 radio stations, 2 AM, 2 FM, on our website, on the TuneIn app. You know, we're reaching tens of thousands. Our numbers were through the roof yesterday with our game day programming, both pregame and postgame. So I do appreciate everybody behind the scenes that works so hard, because it does take a lot of work. I know it looks easy when you're just listening at home or in your car or watching, but it's a tremendous effort by our folks here. And I do want to appreciate everybody that tuned in, whether it was for 5 minutes or for 5 hours. We appreciate it, and thank you for supporting Pirate Radio.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that listened, that chimed in on social media, that called in. It was a lot of fun, and part of that is because of the listeners and the interaction we have with you, the viewers, on game day, both pregame and postgame. We'll hear the big calls coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. There was one call, and I feel bad. Maybe it's on me. I didn't understand the question being asked, and maybe it was late. Maybe I need a fresh set of ears, and I want to play it again.
Yeah, I heard it. Well, go ahead and play it.
Maybe today I'll understand. If not, maybe you'll understand.
Do you have it queued up?
Yeah. Here's the question. And Robert is up next in Edenton. Hey, Robert.
Hey, guys. RH, just a couple quick thoughts. Obviously, going into the game, App State, I think I don't think we underestimated them, but I think they obviously played the way we thought they were going to. Question I've got for y'all, though, is kind of going back. We keep talking about the Skip Holtz era, and then kind of what, you know, Scotty Montgomery inherited and Coach Ruff, but the thing I see that's overlooked is the recruiting that John Thompson did, bringing in kind of the hype boom and all that stuff going into where Skip jumped in. I mean, what are your thoughts on that side in regards to what we need to do recruiting side?
I don't understand your question.
I don't think John Thompson has anything with recruiting now.
wait.
No, he does not. Correct. Well, however, I feel like we give the previous coaches a lot of credit for the stuff that he kind of set up, and that was kind of the point that I was making going into it. With that.
I'm still clueless, man. I'm sorry. I don't really understand what you're asking. Like,
it's all right. Go Pirates.
All right. Thanks, Robert. Hey, maybe that's me. Maybe that's on me. If anybody can explain it, I would love to try to answer it, but I have no clue what that was.
All right, looking at it now, Clip, through a clear lens and clear ears, and a day later, it was late. Let's say it was midnight. We were all like in the middle of game mode too, and kind of dealing with it. I would refer to that guy as a troll, and I think he was just kind of trolling us a little bit, trolling you. When he referred to John Thompson, the hike boom, that's an old reference to
I remember that.
A joke cartoon they used to put out with this computer voice.
I remember that.
And it used to kind of troll John Thompson. So the throwback, I didn't really get the connection. It wasn't that good of a troll, quite honestly, because it was too. If
I don't
you have
understand
to explain it,
joke.
it's not funny.
He trolled himself.
But I don't think he was trying to be. I think he was trying to be half facetious, half funny, and half a troll.
Are we sure that his name was Robert and not Mark? Lindsay.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It was very Mark Lindsay.
I do think he was trying to be funny, and it just didn't come across that way.
It did not work well.
You know, obviously, no one would be serious about.
What's worse, him asking that question legitimately, or him bombing on a joke that bad? Now I don't know which is
the
worse.
Bombing.
Yeah, that's worse.
I think bombing is.
I do think he was trying to be funny, but it just did not come off that way. He's got to work on his humor.
Yeah,
and there are some calls that are funny, like guys that have good senses of humor.
That wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, look, make your most improvements week 1 to week 2.
Yeah,
maybe Robert will say something funny next
That's
week.
a huge turnover. Don't criticize the team when your call's that bad.
I don't want to turn the fifth quarter into a takeoff, but that's kind of what it is. Like, and if you don't come correct with your take, it's kind of like Rome when he does the takeoff. If you don't come correct, you get X, baby.
But he tried. He did try.
I guess.
I don't know if that was his best effort, but it was an effort. Looking back at the game, guys, we started so hot with that score, but then the mixed extra point. And I don't know about you guys. I wasn't with y'all. I was watching it from home. I felt like, oh boy, that's a bad omen. That
it's a major
first
deflation.
Extra point of the year.
Yeah.
It should be 7-0. It's only 6-0. I was like, this is not a good sign. I immediately felt bad. Like, this is not good.
Even then, I thought the only problem would be the kicking. Like, I thought we would be at the end of the game and need to kick to win, and then it not happen.
Yeah.
I was kind of thrown back by the line play a little bit.
They were dominated both sides.
Yeah, like we heard so much in the offseason that the lines have gotten better, and we have a legitimate AAC line now. And do we? I mean, it's a question.
Yeah, I mean, App, at least last night, there's no question they were bigger, stronger, and faster, and they pushed us around.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just and look, unfortunately, we used to be way ahead of App. We talked about this last week.
Those days are long gone.
They have now eclipsed us, and App is where ECU should be. Honestly,
they have people that didn't believe
taken the type of players we used to get. They've taken our swagger. They've taken the success. They are. We've been saying. I've been hearing for years that they've been doing it behind the scenes. Now they're doing it on the in your face.
Donnie talked about it this week that those people up there have that chip that we used to have.
Oh God, the chip.
But Donnie talked about it. Donnie brought it up that Donnie is somebody that's been there on the other side. That they now have it and we don't.
App is who East Carolina used to be in football. In my opinion,
we'll see. They play Miami next week, so we will see.
Chip, and how do we find it?
It's somewhere up in the mountains, I reckon.
High above the mountain, above the rest. The old chip. All right, well, we got to go get to Tony Dunn, Troy D. Any final thoughts?
Nah, just hang in there. Don't give up on this team. As I said, let's give them a chance. It's a look. We got 11 more games.
I do want to see them in front of a true home crowd and see how they respond to
I think they play better next week.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they're laying 2 eggs in a row. Yeah. Home crowd, they'll be up. They'll want to prove themselves. Yeah. I think you get a good performance next week.
I agree. And yep.
I'm disappointed. Like most people are, but I do want to see them do better, and I think they can. And
I want better for us.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what it comes down to.
And our fans.
That's what I mean by us. Like, I want better for us.
It's been a tough 6
years as a community.
Yeah. And I don't want to dissect how we got here, but we're still in a rebuild mode, unfortunately. Huh. It does feel like, I want to be in a success mode out of rebuild.
Troy D, we'll talk to you Monday.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all y'all do.
Enjoyed it. We'll take a timeout, come back when we return. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, joins us. Get his thoughts on the game. Also, talk some NFL. We got 2 former Pirates joining us on the show today, Dakota Marshall and Kevin Monroe. We'll talk to Dakota at 4 o'clock and Kamo at 5 o'clock on today's program. So a lot of Pirate football talk on the way, some NFL talk when we return after this.
Pirate Pirate Nation, your ECU football team is getting ready for another season, and they need you inside Downey-Ficklin Stadium. Football season tickets are on sale now, and great seats are still available. Come out and watch your Pirates take on SEC opponent South Carolina, preseason top 10 Cincinnati, and many more. Season tickets start at just $99 and can be purchased online at ECUPirates.com or over the phone at 1-800-DIAL-ECU. Buy yours today, and let's bring back Rowdy Downey. Go Pirates!
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique brew pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for 2 by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
At West Park Motor Company, customer satisfaction is the #1 goal, while offering a wide range of cars, trucks, and SUVs at very competitive prices. West Park also offers financing, service, and is your local ARE camper shell dealer east of I-95. Outfit your truck with the best technology around with ARE camper shell at West Park Motor Company. West Park Motor Company with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Jamie Cuccinella, inviting you and your family to come by Cuccinella's Pizzeria and Italian Ice. Cuccinella's has been serving our special family recipe New York-style pizza since 1932. We think you'll taste the difference in just one bite. When you come in for a pie, don't forget to try our house-made Italian ice or gelato. We make small batches every day from scratch with all fresh ingredients. Cuccinella's on Old Tar Road across from Plant and See, Cuccinellas.com, and on Facebook and Instagram.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach.
For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half-gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Need some beer for the weekend? The Jarvis Street Bottle Shop near Christie's Europub is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews Along with wine and growlers, the Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating North Carolina craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by Tuesday through Sunday or check out the Jarvis Street Bottle Shop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Barak.
Back with you on a Getaway Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We're here with you all day on Thursday on the pregame and postgame. And we'll be back with you next Saturday, 8 a.m. on the Bud Light pregame tailgate and after the game on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. Pirates aside, I am very excited about what is on the horizon because we got a full slate of college football tomorrow. We got college football on tonight. The NFL kicking off next Thursday night with the Bucs and Cowboys. And next Friday on the show, Tony Dunn and I will have our first Friday pickoff for NFL games. So Tony Dunn from CarolinaCatChronicles.com. It's here, man. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way of the Pirates last night in Week 1.
I had to get away, Clip. I had to get away.
It was so bad for Tony, he had to leave town. Is that right? You had to. Where are you?
I'm in Virginia at the moment, but no, it was the Pirates' offensive line is a problem, man, and that's really where the crux of it is at this moment. Holton Ahlers, I want to see him tuck it and run more decisively, particularly when you know nothing's there and it's already falling apart. There was a couple of first downs that were left on the field. Fortunately, they made up for it on fourth down often. But I almost felt like they should have been playing in four down territory kind of early instead of trying to go 4th and 13. Just think of it as a 4 and 8 or something. I mean, a 3rd and 8, and then a 4 and 4. I'd like to see him run more decisively, but the offensive linemen, they were just getting to him relentlessly. And I don't know if he's as pure of a passer that he's going to be able to handle it like that. So you don't want to dump on your best player at the moment, but it's going to be hard for him to improve as a passer when that offensive line looks that bad. And boy, can we tackle, please?
That was very spotty. I'm really hoping that was a Week 1 thing that will improve as the season goes along, but and especially early on, and I guess throughout the game, the tackling was an issue. I agree with your Ahlers point, too. He was indecisive early, taking off and running. When he decided to go those few times, Tony, it worked out for the Pirates with first downs, with him running over a safety. Yeah, I'm with you there. Good call.
Yeah, I mean, the defense wasn't awful, but the problem is that when they're on the field so much, and it was just difficult. You felt like you're playing from behind from the very beginning, even though we went up 6-0.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have to, air the ball out some more. So I do think things will improve going forward. I don't think that we should give up necessarily, but you were hoping we would be a little sharper out the gate. That's for sure.
Tony Dunn joining us. We'll talk more Pirate football at 4 o'clock with former ECU DB Dakota Marshall. Kevin Monroe also joining us on today's program. And might have some time to take your calls. If you didn't get in late last night, you can jump in and give us a call here, 317-1250. Tony, let's talk Panthers, and then we'll dive into our division predictions for 2021. Carolina ends the preseason in a pretty big way. Sam Darnold, 19-25, 2 touchdowns. And now last week we talked about this, and you said if he plays awful, you know what? He's the starter Week 1, so deal with it. If he plays good, you're not going to overreact to that either. How about those numbers, though? 19-25, 162, 2 touchdowns. Are you any more excited about Sam Darnold as the Panthers quarterback?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more evidence that this is, could end up positively, right? So you don't want to put the cart before the horse, but that is what you want to see, a guy that was able to command the offense, march them down, score a touchdown when necessary, ran one in. I think that, there's a lot of offensive talent on that team when you got Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and then we haven't seen Christian McCaffrey yet. So it was nice to see Darnold looking to form and what we kind of hope he can be. Now he's just going to have to go and do it against number 1 defenses in the league going forward. And again, much like the Pirates, I think the the story of success will continue to surround the Panthers' offensive line.
Tony Dunn, Carolina Cat Chronicles, joining us. Tony, well, there is one elephant in the room. Let's go and get your Cam Newton take out of the way. Well, what's next for Cam? When does he land on the team, and what team do you think it'll be?
Yeah, I don't know. At first I would think that there's a lot of teams that could benefit from having Cam Newton on the team. The question is do they want to bring in Cam and immediately abandon whoever they have?
And is Cam willing to go up to a place where he's going to be a backup? I think that answer seems like it's no, right?
Yeah, well, I don't think he is too big of a person, I don't think his ego will get in the way of that. But I think the problem is if you bring him into a place, is that how long could he really be the backup when he is the star and he's got that star power and the media's all over him, and then the first interception your guy throws or the offensive line looks bad, people will be clamoring for Cam. I could see him going to a team though where that suffers a quarterback injury.
That's what I think.
Early in the season, and they don't want to call it just yet. Maybe a team starts out 3-1 and something happens. The Colts are an interesting spot.
Yeah.
And I think really my money is kind of on Daniel Jones not doing well through week 1 through 3, and then all of a sudden Dave Gettleman reuniting with old Cam Newton and them replacing Daniel Jones. I think that could happen, and your football team is another option as well.
What about Heineke the hero? We already have a great backup, Tony. You know that. Those are your own words.
He is a hero at the moment, but he could be a zero too. I don't know. I mean, it just depends on does Fitzpatrick look good. I mean, would you really want to go with Fitzpatrick over Cam Newton? I think that Cam Newton could work pretty well on a Ron Rivera type team that wants to control the ball, control the clock. Not the worst idea, but they have kind of signed up for Fitzgerald this year, so it would be kind of cruddy of them to just abandon ship right away.
That was classic Tony Dunn. He got Fitzpatrick. You said it twice, and then you said Fitzgerald. That was a classic Tony Dunn. All right, let's go through the divisions, Tony. And Glenn, if you want, you can chime in here. I'll say this: as we go through the divisions, if Tony and I name a champion you disagree with from that division, I want you to give me your team. If you agree with one of us, we can move along. We'll start with the Panthers division in the NFC South. Bucs are the favorite. I'm still fascinated, Tony, by who is number 2 in the South. This is a topic we've had throughout the offseason, and the question marks were with the Saints, who are they going to go with? The QB? With the Falcons, I don't know. They look like a mess coming off a 4-win season. They still have Matt Ryan. That era seems to be about over. I mean, I'm going to take the Bucs to win this division. Are you going to do that as well, Tony?
I think you have to. Is that bringing back every starter, Super Bowl champions, and then you hear that they're also 100% vaccinated, the team. I mean, why would you bet against them? At this point, the only reason to say they're not going to win the division is just to be a contrarian.
Pretty much.
At this point. I do think at first I thought the Saints, my initial feeling or hope was that the Saints were going to retreat or regress. But now that Jameis Winston came in there and looked pretty good in his start and is pushing the ball down the field and maybe gives that offense more pop than I first expected. So I'm going to say the Saints second there, Panthers third, and then the Falcons are a mess at the moment. They really don't have a ton of talent on their roster either.
Glenn, you're not going to go against the Bucs, so we can move along, right?
No, but I think the Saints are going to be wild fun this year. They're just going to be chaotic and
Jameis.
Yeah, it's going to be 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions again.
I'm on board with anything
so into
Jameis and
I'm so into
Jameis. All right, let's go NFC East. Interesting, Tony, that when we talked about Cam Newton, the quarterbacks, you said he could be replacing. You named 2 out of the NFC East, Fitzpatrick and Daniel Jones from the New York Giants. I need to pull up the odds. I think the Cowboys are a slight favorite over Washington. The Giants have the pieces to be a really good team. I am not a Daniel Jones believer, so I'm not going to pick them. I'm not ready to pick the Eagles with Jalen Hurts, so it comes down to Washington and Dallas. and I'm going to do something that I never do, and I'm going to take Washington to win the NFC East for the second straight year. What about you, Tony?
I'm with you here. I think that the kind of proof is there more for any other team than the Washington football team, right? Like, with that defense alone is enough to make them a contender, is what I'm trying to say, is that there's too many outliers on the other team, too many things that I need to see before I can just bet on them. Dallas, you got Dak coming back from a major injury. Their defense was an absolute disaster last year. And despite what people are saying about how great Michael Parsons is looking and he's going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year, I need to see that defense improve. And Mike McCarthy, we know that that's just a circus over there at the moment. So I just feel like Washington is the safest bet and the one that could really just win with who they got at this moment. And it might not be beautiful at any moment on offense.
It's not.
That defense with the work.
Yeah.
And for me, again, is I agree with a lot of your assessment about the Giants as well, but I need to see Daniel Jones be good, and I haven't seen it at all. Even in the preseason, he's throwing a bunch of picks. It's just, right now, I think Washington has to be the front runner.
Glenn, every team is plus money in this division if you pick them to win the division. The Cowboys, though, are plus 105. Washington's odds a little longer at plus 175. Eagles and Giants way behind there. So, will you going to make the sweep with Washington, or are you going Cowboys?
I just think there's too many things that can go wrong in Dallas.
Yeah.
And Tony's right that it's a circus in there with the coaching staff, and
they're watching Austin Powers.
Jerry can't get out of his own way.
Jerry's putting salt on sausage McMuffins.
The defense is bad.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's injury prone now.
Football team?
So it's football team.
But
it's going to be an ugly.
Oh yeah.
10 and whatever the closest thing to 500 we can have now is.
7-9 won it last year. If Washington can get to 9-8 this year, maybe they can win it. All right, let's go to the North. Aaron Rodgers is.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Before we go on, would you want Cam Newton?
Nah, I'm good with Fitzpatrick.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I'm.
You're good with a guy who's never won a playoff game?
I'm not good with it, but what he is right now compared to what I think Cam is right now, I'm good with it. I don't want Cam Newton. I'm sorry. Stay on the line to finish the segment. Aaron Rodgers is in Green Bay, so automatically they have to be the pick in the North, correct?
I think they should be. Is that we don't know anything about Detroit and
they're going to stink.
Offense. Yeah, I mean, who is even on their offense? Even Denzel Perriman is not on that team at this point, and that's the only name that we kind of knew. It feels like. I don't know why you would pick against Green Bay. They have to be the favorites. I think that Minnesota is just going to be a mediocre team. I think they could be okay at some points, but I just don't think they got what it takes to beat a great team at this moment. The Lions don't count, and the Bears, they're a disaster too. Is that you? I mean, hopefully Justin Fields will make something happen there. But and Chicago's had this good defense, or at least they felt like they did 2 years ago. But I don't think they got the parts, and I'm not a Nagy believer.
Yeah.
So give me Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I just think they have the most complete team there.
Glenn, instead of buying WWE memorabilia like a Mr. Socko authentic sock, you could lay 100.
Signed.
I know, that's pretty cool.
It was signed and authenticated.
It's very cool. You could lay $100 on the Lions to win the division and make $2,200.
I will not take it.
Okay, just throwing it out there.
I will not take it.
You going Packers?
I'm not putting my belief in Jared Goff. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, don't do it.
So I kind of think after Rodgers, Justin Fields comes in.
And it's the Bears division?
Yeah, maybe with a different coach other than Nagy, maybe.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
All right.
I have high hopes. I believe in that kid.
The NFC West is probably the one division where you could name any team, and I wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah, anybody can win that division.
Niners, Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals. Now, the Niners and the Rams have the same odds. I've said all offseason I am going to believe in Matt Stafford and what they have around him in L.A., so that is going to be my pick to win this division. How about you, Tony?
I hate to make this show boring and just agree with you the whole time, is that I think that Seattle could potentially sorry, my wife's getting a phone call. I think Seattle is a better team than people give them credit for, just because it's like it's just they didn't have great success last year. We get that recency bias. Russell Wilson is he's an MVP, right? So they, I think, could be a sneaky team, and then everybody hopes that the Cardinals are going to be good.
Cardinals are a great Madden team. I'll give them that. I mean, Kyler Murray running around and all those great receivers. And I think they could have a good year. And again, the 49ers have tied for the best odds to win this thing. So you could go any direction here, but Tony and I are going Rams. How about you, Glenn?
Yeah, you have to believe in Trey Lance if you're going to believe in the 49ers and just see a little bit. So I'm with the Rams here.
I'm all in with Russ.
You're going Seahawks.
Yeah, and the Cardinals pick to me is interesting because I kind of almost feel like they're trying something different in the NFL, and can it work?
Going college with Kingsbury.
Can this work long term? And so I find that interesting from a personnel aspect and a coaching aspect. But can Kyler Murray hold up long term? I mean, I feel like those hits aren't going to get softer. He's not that big, so you've got that aspect of it with him. And then you've got Deandre Hopkins, who could be the best receiver in fantasy football, but also could end up not playing because he's not vaccinated. So,
what if AJ Green turns into 2013 AJ Green? That's not going to happen. But just throwing it out.
What if there is an actual fountain of youth in the Arizona Cardinals facility, and that is
Larry Fitzgerald.
That is what kept Larry Fitz good all these years, and
Good
AJ
point.
Green is going to find it, and he's back, baby.
Wow.
AJ Green, 2013.
All right, this isn't it.
It's Rondell Moore. I think Rondell Moore is the guy that could all of a sudden emerge beside
DeAndre. Yeah, and they have still got Christian Kirk. I'm telling you, I mean they're
loaded at receiver.
At
they're
that
like
position.
40.
All right, Tony, it didn't happen overnight, but it kind of feels like it did. The Buffalo Bills run the AFC East now, right? As long as Josh Allen's there?
Yeah, man, I think we have to believe in them at this point. Maybe that defense getting a little old quick. I mean, I kind of hope that doesn't happen what happened to the Panthers. But, yeah, he had a sensational season last year, so they got to be the front runners. Who else is even in the division with the Patriots, the Jets, and the?
And if I don't even know if you have to believe in Tua, but the Dolphins. I love their head coach. I think they're going to be in just about every game this year, but I'm not putting them ahead of the Bills.
11-5 team last year, and won in a variety of different ways. I think people maybe have given up on Tua too quickly. So I agree that they could be they're a team you don't really want to play each week, but you're not ready to say that they're going to take the next step either. So I'm with you at the Bills.
Glenn, I know you're a Josh Allen guy. You're riding with him, right?
Yeah, to the end. I think maybe this is the year they take over the AFC. I think Josh Allen's the best quarterback in football.
Oh, no. He's not better than Patrick
Watch
Mahomes.
the numbers this year, though.
I watched him play.
Watch the numbers this year.
I love Josh Allen, but
I think he does more or less in a system than Mahomes does. I think Mahomes
that's a
is
different
system
statement.
guy.
Okay. He is not a system guy.
I know he's not a system guy. I'm playing.
I like that hot take, though. Pat Mahomes, system guy. Tweet that out. All right. Man, it's fun to say this because I like when teams that have been crap my entire life become good. You can throw the Bills in there, kind of, but the Browns and the Ravens are kind of neck and neck to win the North. We saw the Browns not only make the playoffs last year, but destroy the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. Is this the year they take the crown and host a playoff game? I am going to say yes. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns to win the North over the Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals, Tony.
I mean, it's not absurd to say that, even though it's been absurd to say that for our entire lives. But they do have a ton of talent. You got to hope that Odell Beckham can come back and be an explosive player. I'm not. What did they get? 11 wins last year?
The Browns.
Yeah.
The Browns were 11-5. The Ravens were 11-5. The Steelers were 12-4.
I'm taking the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. I think Lamar's electric. Have you seen that guy on Madden? He's the fastest thing ever. I hope we'll see. I don't want to be starstruck by the Browns because of one moment.
Okay.
I do think that the Steelers. I'm not really big believers in them at the moment, and that's about it for that division. Yeah, the Bengals, not even a contender. I'll go with the Ravens just because they're tried and true every year, 11-5.
I think the Bengals will be fun with Burrow, and you want to talk about weapons with Chase, who apparently has struggled in camp and in preseason. But T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, if Burrow's healthy, slinging it around, and they have a talented running back in Joe Mixon, they could be in games and fun to watch, kind of similar to what you were saying about the Saints, Glenn. So just something to think about. Who you got winning this division?
So I'm a big believer that organization matters in football. Top down.
So are you talking about the Ravens or the Steelers?
I'm taking the Ravens for that reason.
They have great organizations.
There's strong. There's such a more stronger organization than the Browns. The Browns, they're kind of chaotic and kind of fit the Baker mold, and it all works. But I think when you put pen to paper, that the better organization wins a lot in the NFL.
Tony Dunn, let's go to the AFC South. And I like the Titans even before the Wentz injury, the Quentin Nelson injury. We have talked about this, though. It is strange that their whole mentality has kind of changed, right? We looked at them as play good defense, run the ball with Henry. They're still going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. But they have A.J. Brown and Julio Jones with Ryan Tannehill, and their defense it stinks, or it did last year anyway. So they could be in some shootouts this year, but that division is awful once you get past the Titans and maybe the Colts. The Texans are going to win 2 or 3 games. The Jags, they're going to have their lumps, I think, with Trevor Lawrence in year 1. So this is the Titans division to win, I believe. And look, maybe I'm underselling the Colts, but give me Tennessee.
Yeah, I think I'll even say the Titans division to lose at this point, and that was with the Colts having Carson Wentz, who has struggled with not only being sorry, but also being hurt and injured in this offseason. I don't think he's played at all in camp or in the preseason. I think Cam Newton would be a great fit in Indy right now, and I think he would be an immediate upgrade over Carson Wentz. But right now, those questions on that offense, all surrounding quarterback position, make the Colts really a non-conversation. And when it comes to Tennessee, now look, that offense is an upgraded. Even who is it? Corey Brown that they lost. Who is the guy that went to the Jets?
Yeah, Corey Davis.
Davis.
Yeah.
Davis. Yeah. A.J. Brown, Corey Davis.
There you go. Yeah.
Davis goes to the Jets, and but they get Julio, and man, Julio's he's just a monster.
If he's playing like he's top 5.
So I do think that the Titans have the team, and really, can their defense be that bad for this long? And if so, how is it that defensive coaches don't have good defensive teams a lot of times?
I love when it works out that way with Vrabel, a defensive guy, and like think about Brian Billick, who had Trent Dilfer and like the worst offense in the NFL, and he was an offensive guru, but he had Ray Lewis and the best defense, the top 5 in NFL history, won a Super Bowl. It's always weird when like Mike Zimmer in Minnesota, their defense is awful now. He's a defensive guy, but they got Cousins and Dalvin Cook putting up points. So it is strange how that works out sometimes, Tony.
I agree. So, but the Titans are the team right now, and I think that maybe they've added enough weapons on offense to think that they really should be a major favorite in the AFC to make some noise. And we'll see if that defense comes together. And Derrick Henry, man, is there a more constant force? It's like it's like gravity. You just know it works every year.
And it gets better over the season.
It gets better during the game, and it gets better during the season. The longer each goes.
But you got to feel like eventually the tread on those tires is going to be worn off.
And it probably will happen quick.
Yeah. You got to. It's coming.
Yeah.
And then when it happens, does Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars and Urban Meyer take over the division?
No.
They're going to be bad this year.
They are going to be bad.
Urban Meyer,
I think Urban Meyer is going to be bad. I think his tenure is going to be maybe 2 years tops.
Notre Dame, USC, he'll be somewhere else.
Yep. soon.
I think. I don't know.
By the bye week?
I
don't know if that's soon.
I don't know about that soon, but soon. All right, AFC West Chiefs are huge favorites. You know what? I'm going to throw out a hot take here. I got the Raiders finishing second in this division ahead of the Broncos and Chargers. There's my AFC West hot take.
That is a hot take, and just a bad one at that. It's going to be the Chiefs, the Chargers, and then I guess whoever else is at the bottom of that scrap heap over there.
That would be Teddy Two Gloves in Denver, Tony.
Yes, I know.
Glenn, I mean, AFC, you got the Chiefs. Anybody else good?
Yeah.
Are you buying into the Chargers preseason hype? I'm off that train. I'm off.
You're off of it.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because everybody else is on it. I want to be different. They play Washington week 1. They might be humbled week 1 offensively.
Or they could go out there and like Jared Cook catches 2 touchdowns from Herbert, and then Austin Eckler eats you up in the.
Oh God, that could happen too.
In the reception game.
Yeah, I might eat my words.
A lot of underneath stuff.
Mike Williams in a contract year.
Oh,
there's some stuff on the Chargers.
I guess so. New coach, Anthony Lynn stink is off of them, so
yeah.
Maybe so. Maybe it is there. All right, there you go, Tony. Was it Tony or Glenn who said the Bills could be the top team in the AFC?
I said
it. You got them representing the AFC in the Super Bowl?
I mean, I think they have as good a chance of anybody of knocking off KC, especially if you get them. If KC somehow has to go to Buffalo in the divisional in the title game, then your chances just go up. I mean, I just think that Buffalo fan base would respond.
After going through this exercise, does it feel like the AFC is more stacked than the NFC?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Like, I mean, the NFC East is dragging everybody down, but even the South to a degree, other than Tampa.
It's really because the AFC, like every team in the AFC, or every division in the AFC, feels like it has a Super Bowl contender.
True. And
all the good teams in the NFC are all in the West.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like they're all in one division.
Yeah.
What do we all offer the Super Bowl pick that can't be the Chiefs and the Bucs? My team would be Tennessee in the AFC is who I'm saying. Give me a second and I'll think of one in the NFC.
Glenn's going Bills in the AFC. I would go, that puts my options at the Titans, Bills, or Browns. Oh, dear. I'll ride with Buffalo.
What would be your NFC pick?
NFC, if it's not the Bucs, would be... God, it is light in the NFC. Oh,
the Rams.
I got to go with the Rams. I got to go with the Rams.
I mean, the Packers are right there.
I know. Aaron Rodgers' angry tour.
Yeah.
Which he's always angry.
The last ride in Green Bay.
I'll go Rams.
Or the last dance, rather, in Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think Seattle's just out there because I like the receivers and they have a great quarterback, one of the best all time. I mean, I think they have the potential.
Tony, good stuff, man. We'll see you back in studio next Friday, right?
Yeah, I can't wait to do the picks, and I think I beat you last year, so I'm coming for a repeat.
I don't think that happened.
I believe there was a counting mistake. Is he
he
asking for a recount?
I don't remember. I just don't think that happened. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you did, Tony.
The tape.
By the way, let's make a pick. Cowboys, Bucks, opening night. Who you got?
Bucks.
Yeah. It's in Tampa Bay, right?
Yeah.
Ring ceremony.
Tom Brady, I don't know. I think I'm going to take the Cowboys plus the points, but I'll take the Bucks to win. Tony Dunn, CountyCatChronicles.com, C3 Podcast, Tuesday nights, post-game show after Panthers games. We'll see you next week, Tony.
Can't wait.
All right, buddy. Tony Dunn joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. When we return, we will talk to former East Carolina cornerback Dakota Marshall. We'll get his take on last night's game, the Pirates as a whole, his playing days, what he's up to now, and everything in between. When we return, hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Greenville and Pitt County, we at Pitt County Schools want you to know that we are a thriving and connected school system ready and open for all students this year. We are offering all in-person learning with limited virtual options while operating on a 5-day, full-day schedule for our 38 school campuses. Pitt County Schools offers rigorous academic opportunities such as dual language programs, STEM engagement, global education, and college readiness. We also offer competitive athletics, full support for exceptional children, and career readiness opportunities such as paid apprenticeships and unique business partnerships. Pitt County Schools is fully committed to engage, empower, and elevate every student every day. Visit our website today at pittschools.org, where you'll find our new jam-packed strategic plan, our new mission and vision, our profile of a learner, or check out our unique preschools, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and early colleges. Pitt County Schools, engaging, empowering, and elevating every student every day.
The Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of Pirates and ENC. Open 7 days a week from noon until 2 a.m., the Buck features live music every night of the week. Tuesday is karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesday is acoustic night. Thursday is the DJ dance party. And Friday and Saturday nights, it's live bands. Check out the Buck's Facebook or Instagram page for more information. The Buccaneer Music Hall. We'll see you at the Buck.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's poppin'. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
At US Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC needs repair or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or give them a call at 321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll talk to former ECU DB Kevin Monroe, now part of the Pirates IMG Sports Network, calling games alongside the voice Jeff Charles. We'll get Kevin's thoughts on what happened last night. We'll talk to another former ECU DB right now, Dakota Marshall, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Dakota, good to catch up with you again, man. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing fine yourself.
Hey, doing great. And Dakota, before we get going, we'll give your business a plug. First and Goal Hauling, and I'm curious, Dakota. I grew up in a family of farmers and knew early on that farming and manual labor just wasn't for me. So I'm curious, how did you get into hauling, Dakota? Is that a family thing? Is that something you went out and did on your own? Tell us about your company.
Yeah, well, my dad has been driving trucks all of his life. So he's probably been at one company 25 years. Once I graduated college and figured out I wanted to get in a truck, and I just jumped into dump trucking, and I kind of just took off from there. And I just started with one, and now I kind of got a lot of them.
Love the name too, First and Goal Hauling. So that's if you, well, Dakota, what's a plug for your business? If folks need some help, how can they contact you?
Man, they can contact me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm on every social network. You can also get me on TikTok. Everything is personal.
And Dakota, usually you're not a huge tweeter like myself, but you were firing them off here the last couple of days, and you said you were all for work. So you had some time to interact with the folks on social media talking football. Looks like you have a lot of fun doing that.
Man, I have a lot of fun with Twitter. It's I work a lot. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I work a whole lot, man. I contract out about 60 to 70 dump trucks a day, and I don't never have time to do anything except for play with my son. But it's Labor Day weekend, and the Pirates are playing, and people are on Twitter talking junk, so why not join in and just have some fun? There's no reason not to.
There you go. And Dakota, unfortunately, we're not able to talk junk right now after what happened last night. It did not go the Pirates' way. What was your take on the 33-19 App State win last night?
Man, it was heartbreaking. Don't get me wrong. I love the Pirates, man. I can't stand to see the guys lose. Like, just coming out of that locker room, coming out of Purple Smoke, I do not want my guys to lose whatsoever. But, hey, it is what it is. It's football. We lose sometimes, but if you really watch the game, you know, a couple plays here, a couple plays there. You take 2 plays out of the game, you got a tie ball game. So send the QB down there marching to win the game just like that. So.
Hey, Dakota, you as a former DB, look, your job's important, but if you can't get anything going up front on either side, it makes for a long game. And that was one of the issues with ECU last night. Ehlers was getting harassed, and on the other side, App State was doing what they wanted to do in the run game. And the trenches, Dakota, that's something I think will get better as the year goes on, but it was concerning after watching it last night.
I think after this game, we got to knock the little bit of dust we have off of us. Just knock a little bit off, and I think we'll see a better team this coming up week. I really do.
I agree. I think they'll play much better against South Carolina coming up on Saturday, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. That's a noon kickoff. Dakota, how often are you able to get the games these days?
Oh, man, I try to go to every game. I don't miss the Pirates. No, the Pirates, I got to watch my boys.
You going to be there this Saturday?
Yeah, I'll be there this Saturday.
All right, good deal. Hook up with Troy at our Pirate Radio tailgate zone and enjoy some treats.
Definitely.
All right, Dakota. What? How about coming out of a loss like this to start the season? It's definitely demoralizing to the players, to the coaches. What is a practice week like after you have a tough loss like that and trying to bounce back? What are these players going to be going through this week?
Film, definitely film. See where you went wrong. That's probably the main thing is film. See where you went wrong, and just like Coach say with the DBs, I mean, have a short memory. It's week 2. Let's go to week 2. Let's get ready to knock out South Carolina.
Is film something, Dakota, you enjoyed? Did you do it like it was homework? Did you learn to love it over time? How much were you in that film room?
Man, I was in the film room often. I didn't like to lose. I wanted to know what the guy was doing before he would get on the field. So I would just stay in the film room. So and I think this day and time, you get an iPad and stuff like that. You get to take home with you. We didn't have that, so we had to go to the film room. You want to know what that man is going to do before he does it.
Dakota Marshall joining us as you watch football. Dakota, is it tougher these days? And you played in an era where there was a lot of passing all over the field, but now everybody's base offense seems to be 3 wide at least, sometimes 4 wide, throwing it all over the place. Do you think it's tougher to be a DB now than it was back when you played 10 or so years ago?
It might be a little tough. I don't know. You can't really. Well, I can't really say it's tougher. But,
We might have lost him there. Dakota, you still with us? He might be in one of his big. There he is.
What's that?
We lost you for a second there. I think we got you back now.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Dakota Marshall joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Dakota, what bright spots did you see last night? You said the guys need to jump in the film room. You said, and look, they hit that Hail Mary. They had a touchdown taken away. They could have had more plays. What positives did you see from the game last night?
I don't remember their names, but I think one's name was, he was number 25. I think his last name was Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell, yeah.
Super fast. Oh, my gosh. You saw him when he turned the sideline, and he left the entire App State defense. That's one bright spot I've seen.
Get him the football. I will say this. One positive, I said it earlier, the running backs catching the ball, and that includes Mitchell and Rajay Harris, I thought did a good job receiving out of the backfield and could be a weapon we have not seen a lot of in years past.
Yes, those guys, that was number 47, correct?
Yeah, Rajay is 47, Mitchell 25, and they were true freshmen last year, Dakota, now playing as true sophomores.
Yes, sir. Those two guys right there, they're like, man, I don't even know if I can say this, but, I mean, when he turned and went up the sideline, man, he looked like CJ.
And it reminded me of that play in the Hawaii Bowl where there's a famous clip of it. Greg Hudson, defensive coordinator's on the sideline, and he points to the end zone, and CJ flies by him. I don't know if you know that play I'm talking about, but it reminded me of that.
So I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, but I didn't want to, I didn't know, but I might be a little too early. But
yeah, he's not CJ, but
yeah,
we saw glimpses for sure. And you bring up some old names there, Dakota. In fact, normally 4:00 on Fridays, we're going to be talking to the old coach Rick Smith. He's a little under the weather today, so we hope he's feeling better. We'll get him back on next week. But we're talking to the player instead of the coach today. But we'll be having old Rick Smith in here on Fridays, Dakota.
Man, I guarantee he'll tell you something about the DBs from last night. I guarantee you he'll have a lot to say because one thing he told us in the DB room, Dakota, you cannot give up a ball, and you definitely can't give up the deep ball. Come on, that'll make or break a game. That'll make or break a game right there. You'll come sit on the sideline beside me.
Dakota, what are you doing, son? What are you doing, son? What? Did he ever? Would Rick ever dog cuss you, Dakota, or did he keep it clean? How was he when he had to get on you?
Oh no! If coach knew how to get under my skin, you can't. I guess the way, let me see, I can put this in a professional way. You couldn't be nice. You couldn't be nice to me. You couldn't be my friend. I don't respond to that. That's not nothing I respond to. So you really had to get up under my toes. You had to get in my face. You had to push me. That's what I responded to. And then I go out there and try to rip the helmet off.
That's interesting because everybody's different in that way, right, Dakota? Like some guys you can do that to. It will motivate you. If he does that to a different guy, it might demoralize him and he'd play worse. So that's probably a tough part of coaching, knowing each player and how each guy ticks, right?
Yeah. Right. You can, in this day and time, you can't push a player too much. I guess I guess that's another subject.
Yeah.
A lot of guys on my team, man, they were, if you raised your voice at them in that DB room, they're going to go out there. Somebody might get hurt that day. Coach do it, yeah. He knew how to get us rolling. He knew how to get under our skin.
Dakota, I had Brandon Simmons on last week and asked him about facing those tough ECU defenses at practice, and I asked him from an offensive side. I'll ask you from a defensive side. How physical were those practices when you played at East Carolina?
I'm going to tell you, I hope Simmons listening too. I could not stand Simmons in practice because he would not stop. We were thud. When you hit him, you have to stop. So we had to hit Simmons about 7 times for him to stop. he would not stop at all, and I hope he listens. He know what I'm talking about.
He's a big fella, man.
Very physical.
He's a big dude.
He was. So we'll be in third. You'll hit him. When you get hit one time, you're supposed to stop. Not Simmons. He want to keep his feet going, He want to keep plowing. So we had to hit him 2 or 3 times, 4 times. Hey, practice is physical.
And he said, yeah, he's one of the, and I've heard this phrase too, like the game is the fun part, the practice is the work, right, Dakota?
There you go. Practice is work here. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that on the air.
No, you're good. You're good. Dakota Marshall joining us. Dakota, moving forward, it sounds like, and we had Troy on segment 1. He said, bad night last night. The season's not over yet, though. A long way to go. Game 1 of a 12-game slate. Kind of sounds like you think you were going to see some brighter days ahead for this football team.
Man, definitely, man. It's the first game. You can't look down on the guys right now, man. I see so many crazy comments. Cut this person, fire the coach, man. People have no idea what it takes to even get out there on that field. Ride with the Pirates, man. Don't do them like that. Come on.
Dakota had a handful of rings in a picture that he put up. What was that, last night, Dakota? How often do you show those babies off? Do you keep them in a safe? Do you wear them? What do you do with all those rings?
I never wear them. I never. They're just like in a little ring box. I never wear them. I put them on then, but I was just so upset. Just being honest with you, man.
Yeah.
A lot of my guys, a lot of my friends that I played arena ball with, I went to the CFL for that stand and play with them.
Yeah.
They were at me and talking junk and me, and I was just like, you know what? All right, y'all want to go? Y'all want to play that game? Okay. Well, look at these.
It's hard to argue that when you see all that bling on the hand.
Yes, sir. I said, well, look at these. It's all in fun and games.
Yeah.
And I don't never really get into it with nobody on Twitter or nothing like that. I just want to see how far I can take today.
Oh, man, you do it the right way. I'm with you, man. I love the junk talk. I love the trash talk when my team's playing well. And look, I'm a Washington football team fan, Dakota, so a lot of times I'm talking more junk about my own team than you can talk about my team. But I'll tell you this, when my team wins, you're going to hear about it. I promise you that.
There you go. There you go. And my team lost. And you're scared when they hear about it. I'm fan for life.
There you go.
For life. I know my team lost, and you're going to catch it.
Dakota, great to catch up with you, man. We'll let you run. Look us up on Saturday at the Pirate Radio Tailgate Zone. Hang out with the crew.
Definitely will.
Yeah, man, and great to talk with you. We'll keep in touch, and wish nothing but the best for you and the family moving forward.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. There's Dakota Marshall. Fun guy, because as you know, I like to mix it up, like to talk some junk, but it's all in fun. It's all in laughs, and Dakota kind of doing that. I think it's probably kind of cool when a former player will mix it up with you on social media like that, as long as it's in a fun way, which it is with Dakota Marshall, who was showing off his bling last night. And man, I want to see some more bling on some hands of some Pirate players. Let's take a time out. We'll come back later on this hour. We'll talk to Mark Greenhelge, Golf Shop Radio Show. Got Kevin Monroe at 5 o'clock. Got the big calls from the U.S. Sailor 5th quarter call-in show also in our 5 o'clock hour. Next segment's kind of a free-for-all. We'll go over some games to watch this weekend in college football. But if you would like to chime in, 317-1250, you can do so. You can also chime in on Facebook Live or on Twitter. And you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you didn't get in on the 5th quarter last night and you still got something to say that hasn't been said, you can give us a call, 317-1250. That's on the way when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
On Saturdays, your team needs you, your sofa needs you, and you need a Jersey Mike's sub. Get it all with free Saturday delivery when you order through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. This Saturday, while you watch the game at home, we're watching the grill at Jersey Mike's. Order through the Jersey Mike's app for free delivery on Saturdays, unless you're going to miss hearing this. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Amanda Houston, and when it came time to make the game-winning play for relaxation at our house, I made the right call to Jamie Lang and Carolina Hardscapes. Jamie and his team built the backyard oasis of our dreams with a beautiful custom paver patio, outdoor lighting, and fireplace. Make your backyard incredible and call Carolina Hardscapes today at 364-1201 or visit their showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic Suck. Go Pirates!
Come and explore great shopping in downtown Washington at Naughty Life. Hi, this is Gina from Naughty Life, and new fall merchandise is arriving every day, featuring all the new Yeti products, like the loadout buckets and waterproof dry duffel bags. We have new fall clothes for men, women, and children. At Naughty Life, we have something perfect for any occasion, like new jewelry and a great selection of sunglasses from Costa, Reflect, and RCI. Visit Naughty Life on Main Street in historic downtown Washington, and like us on Instagram and Facebook.
Pirate fans, get ready for a winning season and team up with Quality Equipment, your local John Deere dealer and proud sponsor of the ECU Pirates. When you do business with us, you'll get things done right. We're proud to offer a large selection of new and used John Deere equipment, a fully stocked parts department, and a highly trained staff who is here to support you throughout the life of your equipment. So get quality done right before every ECU game day and visit QualityEquip.com.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Are you suffering from anxiety, sleep issues, or chronic pain? Have you heard of CBD? You can learn about the benefits of CBD right here in Greenville at the Hemp Garden. Hemp Garden offers a variety of products and solutions that are truly making a difference in our community. Hemp Garden also provides products that can assist with energy and focus. Have a pet? Come check out their selection of CBD pet products. Visit Hemp Garden to speak with a CBD specialist in a relaxed and welcoming environment today. Exclusive discounts are offered to first-time customers. Hemp Garden, located at 3040 South Evans Street in the Target Shopping Center in Greenville.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Hey everybody, this is David Glenn, and you're listening to my favorite station in Eastern North Carolina, Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Free Beer Friday. If you're watching the show on Facebook Live or on YouTube, you see these 2 12-packs of Red Oak that we have on the table. That Red Oak can be yours if you are a lucky caller. In hour number 3 of today's show, we'll also throw in some Domino's Pizza as well. A Free Beer Friday giveaway coming up here on Pirate Radio Live. We've got Kevin Monroe joining us at around 5 o'clock. We'll talk a little golf with Mark Greenhelge in a little bit. But right now, we'll take your calls. Whoever just called, call back. Shirley can't answer the phone and talk at the same time. It is scientifically impossible. So call back and we'll get you on the air. Until we get a phone call, I want to look at what's ahead because I am excited about this weekend, including tonight. North Carolina on the road at Virginia Tech. That is a bit of an odd start time. 6 o'clock on a Friday. They will be playing in Blacksburg, North Carolina. Around a 5.5, 6-point favorite tonight against the Hokies. Big year for Justin Fuente in Virginia Tech, and of course high expectations for North Carolina with Mac Brown having a preseason top 10 team. Also, Duke and Charlotte play tonight at what should we call the stadium, Glenn? It's Jerry Richardson Stadium. Shall we call it the Big Denim? The Big I don't know. The Big Jeans Friday? Well, it needs a fun nickname for Jerry. I don't know. Jerry Richardson Stadium there in Charlotte. Wake Forest, a huge favorite over Old Dominion tonight. There's a Big Ten matchup in Evanston. Northwestern taking on Michigan State. That's 9 o'clock on ESPN. Also, FS1. Colorado State is only a 2.5-point favorite over FCS Power South Dakota State. So there's another game for you to watch tonight. All right, 317-1250 if you want to chime in on anything. And Charlie does. He's in Pittsburgh. Hello, Charlie.
Hey, Cliff. Good to talk to you. The only thing that turned out just like I wanted it last night was those ribs. They came out pretty well.
They look good, man. They look good pregame.
Yeah, they were good. After the ribs, though, not a lot to be too excited about, but I'm not ready to get down on the Pirates yet. I agree with Dakota. It's the first game. You know, I mean, like everybody else, there was a lot more I wanted to see from the team in that game, and, you know, at the end of the game, I was pretty daggone disappointed. But I just hope we'll have a good show in Greenville this weekend for South Carolina because I think in front of a home crowd, I think we can get out there and put one on. So,
first time in a long time you'll be able to have that many fans at Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium, Charlie. So I don't know. I'd love to poll everybody eligible and find out what that game last night did to their mood as far as attending the game on Saturday. But I still think a lot of people, as time passes, if they're off the ship right now, will have time to jump back in before next Saturday. You know what I mean?
I think so, and I hope so because I'm going to be there one way or another. And, I hope other people feel the same way, especially with an SEC opponent coming to town that we really have a chance to beat.
Yeah,
let's not give up on the Pirates yet. Let's get in the stadium and let's get us a W.
All right, Charlie, thanks for calling us on the post-game show today on a Friday.
Yeah, I was going to call last night, but the lines were locked and loaded.
Yeah. We were slammed all night last night. Good to hear from you, though, Charlie. Thanks, man.
Good to hear from you, too. Y'all take it easy.
All right, bud. There's Charlie in Pittsburgh. We had his picture up last night, Big Dog. I think you put it up there, right?
Yeah, the ribs.
The ribs are looking good.
He's my fan of the week every week. He's so positive. He's so even keel. I always think he has the right take after a game.
He's level-headed.
That's what it means, yeah. Even keel. Like he's never too up or too down. He's realistic about what happened.
Yeah. So
I do think we need to make an announcement that when you call, just don't start rambling your take.
No. When you call, just say what you want to say to Shirley. Just kidding.
We need to make that very clear. Just don't start rambling your take the moment that we pick up.
We're going to have a come to Jesus meeting during the commercial break. I'm letting you know.
Maybe this is on us. When you call, you give your name and where you're calling from.
That's what I'm saying. We just need to make an announcement.
All you do. Yeah, you can say hey to Shirley. You can even say how you doing, but that's it. No more.
You just don't start rambling the take. You just don't. It's not a hot line. You don't come right on just blazing.
All right, let's go to Randy in Conover. Is that how you say that? Conover? Conover. Hello, Randy. Randy. Oh, I guess
that's twice.
I guess he wanted to give his take to Shirley and not me. Shirley, what did he have to say?
I don't know.
It was very loud. He was very animated.
Randy, call us back if you will. 317-1250. Boy, this is like the post-game show.
Yes.
It just never ended.
Yes, the post-game show never ended for me today.
Part 2. All right.
That's putting it mildly.
If you want to get in and you can follow phone etiquette, 317-1250, give us a call. Went over tonight's slate. Saturday.
I want to go back to tonight right quick.
All right, go ahead.
In that Carolina, Virginia Tech, do you like the over or the under? 67.5.
I've been looking at this. I want to take the Hokies on this game.
I kind of want to take the under and the Hokies.
That's a lot of points. What'd you say? 67?
It's a lot of points. I just don't think it's going to. I know Carolina rolls out a good offense, but I don't see that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see that many points getting scored.
There's not exactly a whole lot of excitement with a Justin Fuente type Virginia Tech team.
Well, the total's at 63.5 is what I'm seeing right now.
Okay, I was looking at a slightly different site, maybe.
It's still pretty high.
It is. The current total is 63.5.
So what kind of final score are we looking at here? If both teams get into the 30s, I mean, I could see an over, but I think I'm going to end up taking Virginia Tech in this game plus the points.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't like it, but I think I'm going to do it.
I just feel like Carolina's pumped up. They're thumping their chest, and they might come out and lay somewhat of an egg in their first game.
Like
Heisman hype for a Carolina quarterback? Come on now.
My issue is I hate both sides here because I hate the North Carolina hype, but you also have to look with your eyes and see all the mass exodus that's happened at Virginia Tech.
That they're not what Virginia Tech used to be.
No, those are real tangible things that have happened, which is why.
And Mac Brown has resurrected.
Yeah,
that program,
which is why I hate both sides. I mean, the smart play here is to just watch the game and enjoy it. But I don't know.
You could bet on Old Dominion Wake. You could just bet on the other game, which has
Wake Forest could end up that could look like State South Florida from last night.
It could be ugly.
Yeah, and I think it will be. I think they'll roll up a lot of points. All right, Saturday. What a slate! As Tulane and Oklahoma will get it going, but unfortunately that game is in Norman rather than New Orleans.
Did you see where Oklahoma was painting the green wave on the field?
Yeah, that's pretty cool
for Tulane since they were displaced. I mean, imagine if we had Oklahoma coming here.
Oh man!
And all of a sudden, because of a hurricane, now they have to go out to Oklahoma. They have to go out to Stillwater.
Yeah. Well, and Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know exactly how they're working it, but something to do with they're giving Tulane a portion of the ticket sales for that game. I can't remember exactly how they're working it, but I did read that, and that they were going to do something else in conjunction with the ticket sales. But so, I mean, Oklahoma is really, kind of lending out a hand to Tulane, especially because they've been displaced and having to move that game.
They also scheduled a future game in New Orleans.
Yes.
Will that actually happen? We'll see. But it is interesting, by that time, Oklahoma could be the SEC team playing a former SEC team in Tulane.
That would be interesting. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, Big Ten on Fox, Penn State at Wisconsin. Should Penn State be ranked?
No.
They were awful last year. Got better as the year went along, but they're ranked 19th. Wisconsin is ranked 12th. Also, in the noon window tomorrow, Stanford and Kansas State. That is one of the more odd neutral site games.
Matchup.
This is in Jerry World.
Why?
Yeah, good question. Stanford's not going to bring any fans.
No, it's so
K-State's
weird.
not going to bring many more.
Why would you want to leave lush, beautiful Northern California for Dallas?
And K-State's leaving Manhattan to go to AT&T Stadium. That's a weird deal. Alabama, Miami. That game is in Atlanta.
I love that game.
That'll be at 3:30. Somebody on either Twitter or Facebook Live put up earlier, will App State beat Miami? I'm going to say no, but I do think that'll be a good game next week.
I kind of, you expect, unless Miami has a kickback game, where they really get droned against Bama opening weekend, and then they come back wanting to prove a point next week.
I was going to say, if Miami beats Alabama tomorrow, App State will beat Miami.
That's what I'm saying.
They won't be able to handle themselves after beating Alabama.
The egos would be through the roof. The arrogance would be too much.
If you're App State right now, you want Miami to play the best possible football they can tomorrow. You want them to look awesome.
Yeah, you want them to be world beaters tomorrow.
And then obviously different next Saturday.
Versus what's going to happen, which is a 55-7 blowout or whatever.
Cincinnati's a fascinating team, Glenn, because of that schedule. At Indiana, at Notre Dame coming up. They got to take care of business against Miami of Ohio, against Murray State. Maybe they'll move up a spot or two in the rankings, and then they'll have a couple of showdowns before they get into league play.
That Notre Dame
Miami of Ohio
is looming.
Yeah, it's there. And again, at Indiana, that's a top 25 team. Now, I don't know how real they are. We'll find out tomorrow.
I think they were better last year than they will be this year.
I agree.
I think last year they were a team that you could bet on because people were not riding them yet. And I think this year they're a very public team.
Remember the game against
the line to go different.
Penn State, their quarterback Penix had like a miracle touchdown that maybe wasn't.
And they also had some miracle stuff happen last year. It's a miracle whip.
All right, we'll get more on the Saturday schedule coming up later, but we got to take a time out because Mark Greenhelge will join us on the other side. We'll talk a little golf. He's also a Clemson Tiger, so we'll get his final thoughts on Clemson, Georgia, coming up Saturday night in Duke's Mayo Classic Part 2 at Bank of America Stadium. Take a time out, come back. More to go on Pirate Radio Live after this.
You've worked hard to start your business and working even harder to make it successful. And that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. This is former ECU baseball player Ashley Capps from Select Bank and Trust. And as the business world throws you curveballs, we're here to be responsive to your needs. Our team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select, member FDIC.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hi, this is Karen Staten with AG Home Solutions. Thinking of remodeling? We are your one-stop shop for all your home design needs. Our AG Home Solutions design team has over 25 years of experience. Need a new bathroom or kitchen? Looking to upgrade your cabinets, countertops, tile, or flooring? The Design Center is open to all homeowners and contractors. Call us for an appointment. Visit agshomesolutions.net and mention Pirate Radio to receive a $100 discount through the end of August. AG Home Solutions, turning your remodeling dreams into reality.
There are times in our lives when we feel like we have hit rock bottom with nowhere to go, but that is actually when God is closest to us and building us into who we are meant to be. Hi, I'm Holt Nailers, and that's how Built When Broken was formed. BuiltWhenBroken.com is an apparel brand to remind people not only where they've come from, but also where they are going. Visit BuiltWhenBroken.com to get the latest BWB apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. BuiltWhenBroken.com, apparel for our walk through life.
Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington has a great selection of pre-owned inventory, and they're stocking more used cars, trucks, and SUVs every day. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has everything from coupes, convertibles, small and large SUVs, diesel and gas heavy-duty trucks. And hey, they'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from them. Go to WashingtonChryslerDodgeJeepRam.com to browse the new and used inventory, and go check out their service department. They're your local dealer for custom lift kits, wheels, tires, and accessories on all makes and models. And Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is your certified rough country dealer and can uplift your next vehicle with one of several Washington off-road packages. A great selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at just $5,000, a top-notch service department, and a beautiful facility makes the drive to Washington totally worth it. Remember, you don't have to buy a car from them. They'll buy your car right now. Washington Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram between Greenville and Washington. Drive a little, save a lot.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville is the perfect place to get all your amigos together for some Mexican food, fun, and football. Chico's has been a game day tradition for Pirate football fans for over 30 years. Whether the game is home or away, make it a Chico's day for some great specials and the best chips and salsa in town. Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Go Pirates!
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. You can order in the store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday, coming off a long game day on a getaway Friday. Fired up for 6 o'clock to hit and begin my college football weekend, but also fired up to talk more sports. We'll talk to Kevin Monroe at 5 o'clock. We got our big calls from the fifth quarter in the 5 o'clock hour. Also a free beer Friday giveaway. So still a lot to go. And a chat with Greeny, Mark Greenhouse from the Golf Shop Radio Show. We'll talk football and golf with Greeny today. Mark, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Cliff. How you doing?
Doing good, and I've got to be honest, I'm locked into football right now. I have not been following golf. It was great to see Harold Varner III, pictures of him at Bank of America Stadium last night rooting on the Pirates. It would be better, and he even said this himself on social media, if he was down in Atlanta rather than Charlotte, but he did not make the top 30, so he did not play in the Tour Championship this weekend. Patrick Cantlay had a bit of they spotted him a couple of strokes, but John Rahm is right there on his heels, as is JT, Bryson DeChambeau. Right now, Cantlay is minus 15. Rahm just one stroke back, Greeny, as we are at the championship here.
Yeah, I told you before the playoffs started that John Rahm was my pick. I've stuck to that, and he's right there knocking on the door, isn't he?
That he is, and what a year! And Greeny, at some point, I want to go over like some superlatives with you, some awards, so to speak. But golfer of the year, we'll get to that. If you had to do it now, I mean, is it John Rahm? Even no matter what happens this weekend, golfer of the 2021 season.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it from just a 2021, and we know that the PGA Tour does the wraparound season, so obviously some events were from 2020 up through now, but he is second in the official world golf ranking in terms of points gained for 2021. And if you go back and you say, well, man, he had a 6-shot lead at Jack's term at the Memorial, and he had to withdraw because he tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
If he wins that tournament, which he was probably going to, he has the most points gained in 2021. So I tend to look at those kind of numbers. And then obviously with him being a major champion and the way that he's played, I mean, he's definitely at the top of my list for Player of the Year.
Mark Greenhouse, Golf Shop Radio Show. You can hear it 8 to 10 a.m. here on Pirate Radio on Saturdays. Greeny, let's get into the football. We'll circle back to golf at the end of the conversation. Your Clemson Tigers in the game of the week this week, taking on the Georgia Bulldogs at the part 2 of the Dukes Mayo Classic there at Bank of America Stadium. How are you feeling as we're about 27 or so hours away from kickoff in that big one tomorrow night?
I'm feeling pretty good. I got friends of mine that went to Clemson with me rolling into town today and tomorrow morning, so we're getting prepared. I don't like mayonnaise, so the sponsorship's not that big a deal for me, but I'm definitely going to be in the stands. I just won't be the guy eating out of a big tub of Duke's mayonnaise.
Well, you won't see Greeny on the Jumbotron. And we've been asking all our guests this week too, Mark, and I like mayo. I'm a mayo guy, but if you have a sandwich, mayo's not getting anywhere near it.
No, nothing is going on mayo whatsoever. I will ask for a new sandwich before I eat mayo on it.
All right, that's Greeny has spoken. What I've been asking this too, Mark. I don't know how much you've diagnosed what Georgia has, but I'm trying to find like a separating factor in this game. And you got two talented quarterbacks. I've heard that Clemson has a D-line full of NFL players and two potential like top 10 picks in the draft next year. What, if anything, and the line is like 2.5, 3, so it's a pretty even matchup. Is there a separator in this game between these two teams?
Yeah, I mean, obviously on the defensive side of the ball, you have an angry Clemson team that kind of got pushed around in the semifinal by Ohio State last year. Couldn't get off the field at the opportune times. It seemed like we could get Ohio State in third down a lot, just couldn't stop them on the ground. Now you talk about the main guys, which are Brissy and Miles Murphy. They were both freshmen, and now they're a little bit bigger, a little stronger, a little more experienced. And other than that, the rest of the defense that played in that game is essentially back, and healthy. There was a couple of guys that were nicked up in the secondary and in the linebacking core for that game. So I think there's a focus on the defensive side of the ball, and we've got some depth now on the defensive side of the ball. I think when analysts start saying, "Well, I think Georgia is going to win this game over Clemson," I think the one thing they're overlooking is, yes, we're replacing, obviously, Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, replacing a left tackle, replacing a couple of receivers that went in the draft. But when you start looking at it, a lot of these guys that are coming in now to play as first stringers, they got a lot of action last year as second stringers. One of the things that Clemson does really well is, when they're up by 20 points in a football game, doesn't matter what quarter it is, they're getting these second and third string guys in there to get them experience so that if somebody does go down, that they have somebody to back them up. So I think from a depth perspective, I think what you're going to see in this game is the third quarter for me is going to be pivotal, and I think Clemson starts to gain a little separation in the third quarter.
That's a pretty good point, Greeny, because Clemson's up big in a lot of the games they play, and for Dabo to get those guys some real game experience could pay off this year for the Tigers. Greeny, what any other games you got your eyeball? I know you're super locked into Clemson, Georgia, and Charlotte since you'll be there tomorrow night. Any other Week 1 action you're excited to watch?
Well, yeah, from an ACC perspective, I mean, you always want to see what the competition is going to look like for Clemson. So tonight you got actually starting shortly, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. North Carolina's got a lot of hype around it, but they lost a ton of their special players on offense. So it's going to be interesting to see how they backfill those and if they can give Sam Howell somebody to actually work with from an offensive perspective. And then the other flip side of that is, we've seemed to be, from a media perspective, been trying to hype up Miami for a while now, and they haven't lived up to the hype in the big games. Here's another opportunity for them to, catch an Alabama team that's breaking in a new quarterback, and they've got their quarterback, albeit coming off of a major surgery, coming back. So is Miami? I don't think Miami wins this game, but can they keep it close? Are they ready for prime time? The last couple of years, they have not been ready for that big game. So that's obviously two pretty big games that I'm looking at right there. And then you got like Penn State, Wisconsin, the kind of the teams that are wannabes always in the Big Ten. Which one of those teams gets off to a good start?
Mark Greenhill's Golf Shop Radio Show joining us. Greeny, if I recall, you are a Pats guy from the Northeast, right? So what was your take on the Cam Newton, Mac Jones decision made?
I actually kind of felt all along that Mac Jones was going to be the starter. The Patriots offense is not one that's built for Cam Newton. The Patriots offense is built for somebody who is on time and accurate. And Mac Jones proved that at Alabama. Yeah, he had great talent and great receivers and a great running game at Alabama, but you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't deliver the ball on target on time, it doesn't matter. So I think that's what you look at from that perspective is that, the Patriots are going to be back to more like a Tom Brady offense where it seems like Mac Jones has that ability to deliver the ball so that when the receiver makes the break and turns and looks, the ball is pretty much hitting him in the hand. And that's how the Patriots have been so successful with Tom Brady is that's always what happened. Cam Newton always seemed to be double clutching it and being late on his throws, and that's why receivers weren't open and passes were getting broken up or intercepted. And, Cam's unfortunately not the runner that he used to be, so he doesn't have that part of the game anymore. So his effectiveness that he was when he was the MVP just wasn't there anymore. So I'm all for Mac Jones starting, and I think, that gives them an opportunity with the defense that they have on that football team and the offensive line and the fact that they pick up some receivers and some tight ends and they always have a running game. I think they can give Buffalo a run for that division title.
Mark Greenhill's talking some football with us, as he'll do, I'm sure, coming up Saturday on the Golf Shop Radio Show, 8 to 10 a.m. here on Pirate Radio. Greeny, a nice mix of football and golf coming up this week.
Oh, yeah. We've got, obviously, we got Bill Bender that we usually have. We have the voice of the Clemson Tigers, Don Munson's going to join us. And then we'll go down to East Lake. The great Bobby Jones is the one that started East Lake. Well, we're going to talk to his grandson, Bobby Jones IV. He always gives us some great stories about the great Bobby Jones and East Lake. So we'll talk a little bit of everything. And, heck, we got Solheim Cup. So the ladies' version of the Ryder Cup starts tomorrow morning.
Awesome. Packed show coming up on Saturday. Good luck to your Tigers, Greeny, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, thanks, Cliff. Have a good one.
All right, you too. There is Mark Greenhill. He'll be at Bank of America Stadium rooting on his Clemson Tigers. Mark, a former Tigers golfer and host of the Golf Shop Radio Show right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m. As we wrap up this hour, we got Kevin Monroe coming up at 5 o'clock. Let's run through some more games coming up on Saturday. And Temple and Rutgers was supposed to be Thursday night. Due to weather, that game was moved to Saturday. They'll play coming up at noon in Piscataway. Also mentioned Indiana, Iowa. I think that's where we left off. Maryland and West Virginia, a good old rivalry game with two teams trying to find themselves, trying to find a direction. West Virginia is actually a 2.5-point favorite over Mike Loxley's Maryland Terrapins, coming up 3:30 on ESPN. Louisiana Tech skipper will be at Mississippi State coming up 4 o'clock on Saturday. In other action, one to keep an eye on, Louisiana is a very popular underdog heading in to Saturday, taking on the Texas Longhorns, the Sark era beginning there in Austin. And Louisiana trying to pull an upset like they did last year to start the season against Iowa State. They'll try to do it against Texas on Saturday. San Jose State, a team to watch. They're 1-0. They beat a really bad team in week 0. But they ran the table in their league last year, and they are on the road at USC. It could be a fun game coming up at 5 o'clock. USC is a 14-point favorite in that one. South Carolina, ECU's opponent coming up next Saturday at Dowdy-Ficklen Stadium, will be on ESPN Plus coming up 7 o'clock Saturday, taking on 0-1 Eastern Illinois. Also going on in West Lafayette, Purdue will be hosting Oregon State. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Texas Tech and Houston will go at it at NRG Stadium there in Houston. And the Cougars, Dana's boys, are actually favorites in that game over the Red Raiders by 1.5 points. So Houston getting some preseason love this year with what they have. 7:30 ABC. It'll be Georgia and Clemson in the headliner on Saturday. And let's find some late night football. I like this matchup. LSU at UCLA. Chip Kelly's offense looked good last week. Coach O down in Baton Rouge coming off a bad year. Also coming off the awful hurricane, so where are their heads at? That's one to watch on Fox, 8:30 Saturday night.
Going to be beautiful.
Yeah,
aesthetically beautiful.
I said it last week. That uniform combo, the stadium, the sunset, just have that on your beautiful HD TV.
Two classic uniforms together. It's going to be so nice.
Chef's kiss. BYU at Arizona. BYU, a big favorite over the Wildcats. 12.5-point road favorites are BYU in that game. And
future Big 12 team.
Who's my Big 12 team?
I said future Big 12 team.
Oh, future Big 12 team.
BYU.
Potentially.
Next week.
Yeah, we'll see. Utah State, Washington State is at 11 o'clock. And then for your degenerates out there, 11:59 kickoff, Portland State at Hawaii.
Man, I love it.
I love some. Sometimes they're tough to find, but Hawaii football at midnight is just a great way to cap off a college football day. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. When we return, we will talk to Kevin Monroe color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network. What did he see last night in ECU's loss to Appalachian State? We'll talk about it when we return. Hour 3 also will make you a winner. Free Beer Friday. You got a case of Red Oak for somebody today. That is worth calling in for. We'll do that when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this. At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and the Equal Housing Lender.
Hey Birdland, experience an Orioles game this season with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. Choose from an array of options and prices to gather with family and friends or entertain clients. Each suite features climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Plus, enjoy the best views of Camden Yards. Suites can accommodate 8 to 22 guests. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now. Learn more about single-game suites at Orioles.com/suites.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Down East Wood Ducks baseball is back. Come out Saturday, September 4th for the Patriotic Jersey Giveaway, presented by Lenore Community College. Get your tickets now at woodducksbaseball.com or call the Wood Ducks offices at 252-686-5164. See you at Granger Stadium for Wood Ducks baseball. Go Woodies!
Hi, this is Todd Mitchum with Mercer Glass, Eastern North Carolina's most complete glass company. Mercer Glass specializes in windows, shower doors, auto glass, and mirrors. We can install or repair almost anything made of glass in your home or business. So give us a call at Mercer Glass. That's 752-5101. That's 752-5101.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage? Damage from wood rot? Fixed. Damage from smoke or fire? Fixed. Damage caused by water? Fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
All right, back with the Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We've got our Free Beer Friday giveaway coming up. How about a case of Red Oak? And we'll throw in some pizza from Domino's. It can be yours if you are the lucky caller. Later on this hour, we'll have our big calls of the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show coming up. And right now, we'll talk to the color analyst on the Pirates IMG Sports Network. Called the action last night alongside the voice Jeff Charles. Kevin Monroe, former Pirate, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Kevin, appreciate your time today. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Cliff. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And Kevin, I did not get to hear the game last night. Shirley was in her car and came in right around the time after the Hail Mary attempt at the end of the first half, and all she said was Kevin Monroe was a little upset about that one. So, Kevin, how'd the broadcast go last night? And we'll get your thoughts on the game as well. But how'd it go for you, game one with Jeff?
Well, Jeff made the comment that he felt like we were in mid-season form, so I appreciate that. I did feel like I was maybe tongue-tied a couple times, or maybe I stepped over Jeff one or two times. I'm always worried about the particulars, but in terms of the overall broadcast, I think it sounded good. I just wish we could have brought you a better game.
Yep, and we'll get to that now, Kevin. And I'll throw it out there. What was your take after the 33-19 loss last night for East Carolina?
It's just frustrating, Clip. You know, we as Pirate fans, you know, we've been giant hunters our whole lives, so we know what it's like to be App State and want to get to a New Year's Six bowl and want to beat all the top dogs. And so to see, it's one thing to see NC State and Carolina do well and Duke do well, because those are big schools. They've got long reputations. They've been doing it forever. They should do well. It's another thing to see UNC Charlotte and App State and other schools like that not only catch you, but surpass you on the gridiron. And so that's where the Pirates are right now. And it's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to be a part of. And we got beat by a better team yesterday. Now, could we have won the game? Sure. Could we have made it a closer game? Absolutely. But they outplayed us. And, you know, it was the first game for both teams. So there's no excuses there. They had less penalties. They had more rushing yards. You know, they did things right. And we just struggled throughout the evening to do things right.
Kevin, and I want to go back to something you said. As a former player, man, you blood, sweat, tears, all that on the field at Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. It's hard for you, and it's hard for some Pirate fans to accept that we are below App State right now as a program. And just looking at results over the years, I felt like, ECU should be an underdog in this game going into it on Saturday or on Thursday. But it sounds like you really had a tough time accepting that, and maybe you are now after last night's game, and I totally understand it. There's a lot of people, a lot of Pirate fans out there like you, Kevin, that you're kind of reluctant because you can't wrap your brain around East Carolina being below App State. Am I right about that?
No, you're right, but listen, the Sun Belt is no stellar conference. I mean, they are okay. Coastal Carolina is a really good team. App State is a really good team.
Louisiana, they're good.
Georgia State had a good year last year. They have 3 to 4 to 5 teams that are pretty good, and 2 that are really good. It's not the American Conference. At one point in 2019, we had 5 teams in the top 25, and a couple of them in the top 10. I mean, the American Conference is big time football, and that's part of the problem with the Pirates not being able to play well and recently, because even when they play their best, there's teams in their conference they can't beat. And so, you know, if the Pirates had been in the Sun Belt the last few years, I promise you their record would have been a lot better. So to accept the fact that App State is blowing through the Sun Belt Conference and winning bowl games makes them better is hard to accept. But what I saw on the field last night, there was nothing easier to judge than who the better team was last night, and that was Ohio State.
Yeah, Kevin Monroe joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Kevin, the disparaging the run game is tough to see on paper on the UB stat sheet. App State doing really whatever they wanted to do, running the football, and the Pirates struggle to run. And somebody pointed it out in the post game. I didn't even realize it. But I think it was, 8 carries for Rajay and 4 carries for Keaton Mitchell. You had 12 carries from the running backs, and then Holt Naylor's accounted for 12 carries. And I think some of those are sacks and things like that. But I guess East Carolina, did they not have the ball enough to try to establish a run game? The 12 carries between the two backs seems like a really low number.
You know what? They had 11 carries in the first half, and that was including a few from Holton. And it was almost like the first few series, and they tried to run the ball. The very first series, they went 3 and out. In the next series, they didn't have much success. But the first few times they tried to run the ball, there was nothing there.
Yeah,
and they got away from it in a hurry. And that's part of the problem is that you can't just get away from it completely. You got to try to go back to it, and they did in the second half. Maybe they had to make some certain adjustments. They didn't want to make those adjustments on the sideline. They made them in the locker room. In the second half, they ran the ball much better. Still not great, but they ran it better, and they went back to it. Even when you're struggling with the run game, you got to keep doing it to keep the other team honest. You got to make them think that you're going to do it every now and then. And so, they should have gotten more carries, I think, the both of them, because they both ran pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot of holes for them, and that's part of Appalachian State being really good up front. And so they couldn't make a whole lot of plays with their feet. But Keaton had a 39-yard run. Raji had a couple of tough, hard runs in there in the middle. So there was, from time to time, we saw glimpses of what those backs are capable of.
App State last night finishing the game with 226 rushing yards. I don't want to know how many yards after contact yards they had last night, Kevin. The tackling was brought up on the fifth quarter, and for good reason. I hope this is like a week one thing that's going to shore up as the season goes along. But, Kevin, you lived it, breathed it. Are you concerned about that long term, the tackling on this team?
Maybe the strongest part of this team heading into the season, most people would say, were their linebackers, right? You got Bivens, you got Xavier Smith, you got Ramseur, you got Barry, you've got all these guys that showed what they can do over the years, and they're all veteran guys. Listen, the offensive line of App State played well, but the defensive line of East Carolina blew off the ball. They got upfield. They weren't always in the right lanes, but they were working hard, and they were making those backs have to make cuts. They were making those backs hit the hole hard, and linebackers were non-existent. They just weren't there, and when they were there was arm tackles. And so I saw so much of that arm tackle stuff all night long when the D-line was doing their best to try to get upfield and make something happen. But once they got past that first line of scrimmage, there was nothing there, and so it was bad. It was unfortunate to see the lack of tackling. It was unfortunate to see the lack of people stepping up to help out guys in front of them. And Peoples at some point was not getting touched until he was 4 or 5 yards downfield.
Yeah.
And he's a big, strong runner, but he wasn't having to break too many tackles because no one was hitting him at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's good insight from Kevin Monroe. Kevin, as a former DB, I know you don't like to see receivers wide open in the Pirates secondary either. That happened too many times last night, and part of that, ECU sending the blitz, they weren't able to really ever get home. They had one sack, maybe two, but for the most part could not get to Bryce last night. What about the secondary issues? Is that more of Bryce having too much time to throw, or did you see things in the secondary that needs to be cleaned up moving forward?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say whether they were in a lot of zone or a lot of man. It looked like Malik Fleming and Jaquan McMillan were on an island a lot without much safety help, and part of that is because they wanted the safeties in on the run game. And, for the most part, those guys were in the area when balls were caught on them. It's just the balls were caught on them, right? And more Fleming than McMillan. McMillan played a fairly solid game except for the penalties that he got. But outside of that, the 2 touchdowns that Malik Fleming got caught on him, he was there. He just didn't make the play. And so there was some of that where guys were running open, but a lot less than it used to be in the past. It used to be ball snap, there's 2 or 3 receivers running wide open, and it's missed assignment. I don't see as many missed assignments anymore. I think they're being coached up. Now you just got to go make plays. And so either it's guys that can make the play, just didn't make them last night, or we got to find new guys. But I felt like they knew what they were supposed to be doing. They were on the right receivers, all except for one time. There was one time where there was a big mix-up, and Hennigan flew right up and down the field.
Yeah.
Luckily, Chase Bryce didn't see him. But for the most part, there was guys near a receiver just need to make plays.
Kevin, I've said it. I'm disappointed with last night, obviously, but would not be shocked to see a much better performance and a Pirate victory against South Carolina on Saturday. I kind of equate it to a few years ago when ECU lost to North Carolina A&T, came back the following week and stomped North Carolina. Now, this South Carolina might be better than that North Carolina team, but this is a down Gamecocks team. So, and one thing I'm starting to hear more of today that I didn't hear last night, Kevin, is, all right, season isn't over yet. Yeah, the week one was ugly, but still a long ways to go here. So, on that note, what kind of improvements and how much improvement do you think we'll see moving to next Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, the tough thing for Pirate fans to swallow, me included, is that App State was really good. And they might be one of the better teams that we play this year. If not the best team that we play this year. I don't, it depends on what I see from some of these other teams. I mean, Central Florida didn't look great last night. South Florida certainly didn't look very good. So there's going to be some teams that Cincy's good. There's going to be some teams down the line that are going to be good. But App State's right up there with them. And so I say all that to say you lose by 14. App State did take the foot off the gas a little bit towards the end. Could have been a little bit worse. But it wasn't 40. It wasn't 50. So you play a very good team, and you're in the ball game. So that tells me that when you play teams that aren't as good, you should be able to win those games. And so I'm hoping, as you said, other Pirate fans have said, you make your biggest jump from game 1 to game 2, most coaches say. So I'm hoping we see a better team a week from Saturday. They start to make some adjustments. They start to advance and get better. And this team that you have can win, games. They can win multiple games. They can get bowl eligible. So, yeah, you're right. The season's not over. You just hate the team that they lost to because you feel like you should be better than them and you're not.
That is the facts right now from Kevin Monroe joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Kevin, probably won't reach out to you next week, so this will be the last time we talk before your Cowboys begin the season Thursday night against the Bucs. How you feeling about that season opener?
Well, listen, there's lots of pressure on the Cowboys, and the fact that nobody played in the preseason and they went 0-3 or 0-4, whatever it was, and then you got to jump off with the Super Bowl champs. It doesn't make it easy. I will say that nobody other than Tampa Bay fans thought Tampa Bay was going to the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year last year.
True.
They just found a way to play good defense and put some things together offensively. So they're not world beaters. They are the world champs. They're beautiful. So that's what happens.
All right. Sounds like you're trying to talk yourself into the Cowboys maybe can win it.
Yeah, the same thing I was doing with App State.
Kevin, great to catch up with you, man. Appreciate your time here on a Friday. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon, man.
No problem, Clip. Anytime.
Thank you, man. There's Kevin Monroe joining us, and some great insight. And what really stood out to me is something that has not been brought up or that I did not think about. He was not too down there on the defensive line play. He was more down on the linebacker play, saying that, once that running back gets through and gets past that line of scrimmage, we got to have somebody to meet him there. And I saw Bruce do it a couple times, Xavier as well, but not enough for Kevin Monroe, and thought that was a pretty interesting take from him. All right, let's take a break. We will come back. We'll have our big calls of the U.S. Sailor Fifth Quarter Call-In Show. And at the end of that segment, we'll ask you to call again and be a winner. 317-1250. Free Beer Friday. We got a case of Red Oak. We got pizza. We got it all. And we'll be giving it away when we return after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Hello, folks. This is Jamie Lane with Carolina Hardscapes and Mulch. We believe that making memories with your family and friends is what life is all about. If you have a dream of having a backyard patio, fireplace, pool, walkways, fire pits, or more, then Carolina Hardscapes is the place to call at 364-1201. You can stop by our outdoor showroom on Fire Tower Road across from Bostic's Oak Furniture. At Carolina Hardscapes, we look forward to making your backyard the place to be. Find us on the web at CarolinaHardscapesandMulch.com.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it.
Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Please drink responsibly.
Eastern North Carolina's choice for window tinting, signs, graphics, wraps, graphic design, and more is Signs and Tint. Signs and Tint is family owned and operated right here in Greenville, and their NC licensed electricians specialize in ceramic coating, vehicle wraps, and more. Signs and Tint offers 10% off for military and first responders. Also, make sure to mention Pirate Radio at checkout for a discount. Stop by their office today at 801 Staten Road or visit them online at signsandtint.com.
Hello, Pirate Nation. This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
At US Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hey, this is Troy D, proud ECU grad from the class of 94. And if you know me, you know I love the 90s here at ECU. It was some of our glory days, including bowl games, the Peach Bowl, and even a March Madness appearance. Relive those days with my friends from Tailgate Classics. Tailgate Classics is a cool retro store with all types of merchandise, including the 90s ECU vintage tees and hats. Check out Tailgate Classics in person, 304 Evans Street, or online at shoptailgateclassics.com. Tailgate Classics, bringing back the throwbacks.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports, and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you. This generic music bed sounds like it could be Huey Lewis in the News song.
Yes.
I get that
The one
vibe.
before it kind of had like a Knight Rider-ish feel to it.
They all remind me of something. one way or the other. All right, Shirley Rhodes was here late last night. The big dog, myself, Chandler Honeycutt, and great job by Billy Weaver.
I thought he did great.
I don't always agree with some of Billy's wild takes, but he is a veteran in the industry, knows how to interact with the callers, and
good energy.
I like having we have good chemistry together, but I like having a guy I can go back and forth with, or a guy that can take an answer from a caller, and I think he is a fantastic addition to our U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show.
It's hard to replace or equal 30 years of knowing a fan base.
Yeah.
And the guy knows his stuff. He knows here,
even though
as
he's
good as us.
A media guy, he's an alum and a fan too.
That's
is
what I mean.
one of them.
That's what I mean. He's literally one of us.
And for the first time, he's always said go Pirates and stuff like that. Now he's like actively rooting for the Pirates during games.
Now it's different. Yeah.
So
it's totally different.
And he has a unique perspective that in the 30 years that he's been here and has been part of the media, he has access to the team and sees things from a different perspective that can provide a little insight to, regular fans that may not understand certain things about the football team.
Well, I mean, when you're a part of the media, you end up in.
I love Billy. There's a lot of fans out there that understand football more than Billy Weaver. Just listen to some of his takes. But no, you're right. Shirley.
Billy's been in a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
Over the years, I mean,
that's what I was trying to get at.
Just in the short time I've been here, I've seen 3 football coaches and been in the room when the announcement was made for all of them to be fired. And then been in the room for 2 hires.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally in the boardroom over there on campus when that happened. So, you see things and you kind of have a perspective behind the scenes that the average person may not, just because of the access you have. I mean, you do that over 30 years. Billy he's seen some mess. He's been there.
His eyes have seen some things.
Right, he's seen some things over the years. He's been in some rooms. He's been some places. He's seen things.
We were taking your calls till around 1:40 a.m., something like that, 1:30 a.m. It'll be a little earlier next Saturday after ECU South Carolina, but we'll be here after every game taking your calls, win or lose, on the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show. That's what we do. And let's recap some of that now with our big calls from last night's edition of the U.S. Sailor fifth quarter call-in show.
The big calls of the fifth quarter.
Well, let's go to Cameron in Charlotte next. Hey, Cameron.
Hey, what's up, Clip? All the way back right now after that defeat. Listen, I fully expected ECU to lose that game. I just didn't expect us to look so horrible offensively and defensively to start the game after that touchdown by Keith Mitchell. I mean, offensive line couldn't block anybody. I mean, it was horrific. I thought the offensive line was supposed to be improved. You can say what you want, Holden had a bad game, but you can say what you want, but he's taking a beating in his time at quarterback here at ECU because the offensive line cannot block. And if the offensive line plays like they did tonight, the rest of the season, we're going to win 4 games again.
Josh is up next in Raleigh. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how y'all doing? So I'd like to start out by wishing Jeff Comfer a lifetime of paper cuts on a daily basis, because the decisions that were made set us on this train wreck of a football program and basketball program that we've been able to enjoy over the last decade. And honestly, it's not a question, but I'm just tired, man. I've invested a significant amount of emotional capital over the last 20 years of my life in ECU football and ECU in basketball, and the only shining beacon is ECU baseball. And the question is, where do we go from here? Because clearly it's not working. So we're on the precipice of being left out in the cold yet again. If the Big 12 does merge with the top teams in conference, or in the American Athletic Conference, so the hope and the hope that's there with the baseball team isn't there with the rest of the athletic program. So where do we go from there?
Bryce in LA is up. Bryce, good to hear from you again. What's up, buddy?
Hey guys, doing all right? Billy, welcome to the Psycho Circus.
Thank you, sir.
I wasn't in earlier, but has Captain Bill called in yet?
Hadn't heard from Captain.
Oh boy, Cap, if you listen, come on, man, tee one up for good old Billy.
He probably calls the Oklahoma postgame show and tells them to fire Lincoln Riley like he did when he was here.
Brilliant, man. Well, there's a lot. I made my pledge on Twitter about not saying certain things, and we're not going to bring that up. But look, I'm not sure if this got brought up or not, but let's remember that the backup quarterback for App State is at one point one of the top 10 of the country and has a national title ring on his hand from Clemson that he helped do because he did fill in and play some starts. And that we are currently, for the first time in 3 years, playing with a roster that is actually finally has full scholarships. We've been empty, and Mike Houston is now. Don't just talk about what Tools Holton is not getting or taking advantage of, but what Coach Houston's doing. I mean, it's been duct tape, up until now.
We go to Johnny in Charlotte. Hey, Johnny.
Come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
Come on,
there
man.
He is. Come on, guys. What's up, Johnny?
Clip, I was on the 50-yard line, row 1. I'm not impressed with anything Mike Houston got going on at G Vegas right now. Not impressed at all. They handled us like nobody's business, and they used to be in the SoCon. Yeah. Ain't it sexy how the Myrtle Beach universities of the world are ranked 22 in the country, and the App States are whipping our ass in Charlotte, and they got a good fan base like we do, and they got videos. I mean, I watched Brian Bailey this week on Pirate Radio talk about how good the video is going to be, and it was sexy, but their video is just as good, if not better. They're showing us, you used to be that team that won back-to-back championships in the Conference USA, but y'all ain't done nothing. And the thing that was sexy is y'all ran a soundbite with Coach Houston this week talking about, but I finally got my guys. I finally got some guys that look like they're AAC caliber guys. They look like players because when I got here, ECU didn't have that. And so, okay, it's your third year, and that's what you come out with. We're in trouble, big time.
Let's go to Luke in Boston next. Hey, Luke.
I think we did lack some discipline overall from a coaching perspective. Just watching all the Mike Houston show and the NIL contacts with the players, I expected a lot more out of the team overall. And I feel like we just didn't perform on the perspective that the team portrayed that they were going to play. I just expected a lot more going out against App State than what we performed on the field today.
Let's go to Blake in Charlotte. Hey, Blake.
Hey, guys. So obviously not a very good night, but it's interesting to hear the other callers because it's a complete shift from what we heard at the end of the SMU game at the end of last season. And there was so much positivity. I mean, it seemed like we were really turning around, and now I'm hearing everyone is the complete opposite, right? So I'm not giving up yet. I still think that we can make some moves. It could just be some rust.
Let's go to David in Oriental next. Hey, David.
Hey, guys. I'm repairing some sheetrock. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. In a nutshell, two comments. One is referencing the gentleman that called earlier about non-qualifier. In addition to that point, because I agree with him 100%, keep in mind JMU, ODU, Liberty, Coastal, App, and Charlotte now recruit, whereas in the Logan years, we didn't have to worry about them. They're picking off one or two here or there. That's part of what this change since Ruff is going on. Last comment I'll make, for everybody that's talking about Holt, you don't have a running game, it doesn't matter if we had Tom Brady back here. And my point being, the last two quarterbacks that I heard the same things about both started in the NFL. And we were booing them out of the stadium, and we were trashing those guys on Facebook. You have to have a run game. Anyway, we're going to be okay. There were 4 or 5 momentum plays tonight that could have completely changed the game. And we didn't get any of those momentum calls. that is everything in sports. So I don't think it's quite time to burn the house down. I think we're going to be okay. I did see some things, but I have sheetrock holes in my wall. It was a bad night, but I don't think it's the end of it all.
Oh, okay. So now I just got it. When you said you calling repairing sheetrock, I thought you were being general. You're talking about punching holes in the wall, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I totally missed that. I thought you were like working on a project or something.
You're doing a job at the beach or something.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get it now. That's great.
I had a meltdown, and I wanted to blame everybody. Everybody wants to immediately, go to, it's the end of the world because it's been, 7 years of this misery. It sucks.
Let's go to Owen in Tampa. Hello, Owen.
What's up, Cliff? How are you, buddy?
Great to hear your voice, man. Doing good. Hope you are.
Hey, Weaver.
Yes, sir.
Is Mike Houston paying you by the excuse, or are you getting flat rate for the whole game?
Hey, I like Mike. And look, let me tell you what. I think he should be much better in year 3. But like I said, this is year 3, game number 1. Now, does he deserve some flack? Absolutely, because the buck stops with the head coach. That's in any good head coach will tell you that. The buck stops with me. I take the responsibility. I get paid for the wins and losses. Right now, he's not getting it done. So every bit of criticism that he gets right now from the fans, I'm just not ready to give up on him. I still think he's a good coach, and I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt at least through year number 3.
Well, it don't matter if you don't want to give up on him because our asses is broke. We ain't got no choice.
That's true, too. Nobody at ECU wants to pay another coach, period. And it doesn't matter what sport it's in, basketball, football. Luckily, we haven't had to pay too many baseball coaches, so that's the good thing.
That's the only thing we got.
That's true.
Well, listen, Paige made a good comment earlier, and anybody hates to give credit to Scotty Montgomery, and Cliff knows how I feel about Scotty Montgomery, but he technically does have better wins than Mike Houston. And to answer Pace's question, no, we will not hold Mike Houston to the same standard that we held Scotty Montgomery to, because Scotty Montgomery is the guy that came after Ruff and was hired by Comfort. So that's a whole different ballgame.
All right, Owen in Tampa and plenty others there from last night's edition and this morning's edition of the U.S. Sailor 5th Quarter Call-In Show. Left off some of Owen's comments that are okay to air like at 1 a.m., but maybe not 5 in the afternoon.
I think they're like there's the deal with the FCC. You can say things after 10 p.m. on TV.
Yeah, I guess
I think we got a similar deal with radio.
Robert says, "I'm sorry, guy was the best call." I think that was the guy that I didn't try to run him off, but he had like made his point, and I was like, "All right, thanks for tuning in." And then he added something else, and I was like, "All right, appreciate you tuned in and calling in." And I think I said it maybe for a third time, and finally he was just like, "Sorry." It's like, no, it's all right. You don't need to apologize. I thought you were done with your point, is all. But man, we appreciate you guys tuning in, interacting with us, and being a part of our game day here on Pirate Radio. All right, we just had the big calls. Now we're gonna have another call. Let's go to Adam in Durham, who was on live with us. Hey, Adam.
Hey guys, hope y'all are doing well on Friday.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you too.
So I get it. We want to blame the coach, but at what point does it turn into, the kid in school that thinks all the teachers are picking on him? Because at first Ruffin wasn't good enough, Mo wasn't good enough, and now this guy who's been a proven winner everywhere else. At what point do we turn within and say maybe it's something else? I don't know. I like Houston. I hope we can keep him, and I hope we can get this straightened out.
Yeah, I hear you, Adam. Any idea what that something else would be? Like,
well, look, I was watching the game last night, and our offensive line, our defensive line looked like they were like 20 to 30 pounds lighter than App State's guys on either side. I mean, it just didn't look good.
I guess, but at the end of the day,
I blame that on not having an athlete-specific, dining hall. I don't know if it's something to do with strength and conditioning or what.
Right.
Our guys just didn't look like their guys, and that's not going to cut it.
I think that's an underrated point that, there's multiple things that need to be done over on campus, but, we talk about the indoor practice facility, but another thing that needs to be done is that there needs to be a nutrition hall where these athletes can get the food they need, and then also an expanded weight facility, which we have heard is coming. So I mean, those
guys have got to have their own space. Those guys have got to have their own weight room. They've got to have their own dining hall. And they've got to have their own space to work.
Yeah,
that's mine.
And for people out there that say, why do they need all this stuff? We didn't have this stuff when we were winning in 91. Well, every other team
didn't have it either.
They have it now.
Right.
But now we're the only team in the state without an indoor practice facility.
So you got to keep up with your peers that are doing these things on your level if you want to keep up with them on the field. So
App State has those things, and they beat us.
That's right.
All right, Adam. Thanks, man.
All right, have a good weekend.
You too. There's Adam in Durham. If you want to call in, you can do so, 317-1250. But I tell you what, don't call yet, because right now we got to open up the Pirate Radio booty bag, and then you can call and win a great prize.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, we got a good one for you today. We got a case of Red Oak Amber Lager. I have not had a drink in 7+ weeks, but when I did, I really enjoyed Red Oak. Red Oak can be yours, and you know what? We'll throw in some pizza as well from Domino's. Get the door, it's Domino's, your Pirate Pizza delivery experts. How about a Red Oak and Domino's giveaway for caller number
12?
Caller 12, 317-1250. We're back with more Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brownwood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brownwood, get an all-new 2021 Buick Enclave and save over $5,250 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brownwood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownwoodauto.com.
In studio with Gloria from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Gloria, what is cryotherapy?
Cryotherapy is when your body is exposed to extremely cold but therapeutic temperatures for several minutes. It has many benefits, including decreased pain, decreased inflammation, increased energy, and improved overall wellness. That's why at Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness, we offer a wide variety of services, including cryotherapy. So whether you're an athlete or whether you just want to give your health a boost, cryotherapy will help to ensure that you're feeling great and living well. So come chill with us and you'll be back for more.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
Pirate Nation, the newest sports bar is Quarters Bar and Grill, offering gourmet burgers, hot dogs, and wings with unique flavors Greenville has never seen. Pirates like to drink too. Quarters Bar and Grill offers a selection of 10 beers on tap and over 50 different craft beers. Come check us out at Quarters Bar and Grill, open Wednesday to Sunday, 11 to 11, located at the shopping center next to Krispy Kreme. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram and be on the lookout for Quarters Cash hidden around downtown Greenville. Quarters Bar and Grill, the plunder never tasted so good.
Discount Mattress and Furniture, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Everything must go up to 75% off. Air conditioners, $199. Refrigerators, $199. Dryers, $199. Queen mattresses, $199. ECU purple chairs, $99. Everything must go up to 75% off. Discount Mattress and Furniture, Body Railroad Track, 1501 Evans Street in Greenville. Winning is not everything, it's the only thing.
At At U.S. Cellular, we believe you should get more of the latest 5G technology for less of your hard-earned money. Right now, get up to $1,200 off any 5G phone. The choice is yours. Any of our 5G phones with no trade-in or hidden fees. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Now that life is returning to normal, we have found a lot of good things that came from the pandemic. One of them is not having to go to the wireless store anymore. The Cellular Warehouse team has been in the business of delivering phones to your home and office for 20 years. People found out about our free delivery service and love the ease of getting a new phone, tablet, or hotspot. Call Toby Williams today at 252-799-7051 so you can start experiencing the joy of never going to a wireless store again. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
This is assistant football coach Drew Dudzik, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. And congratulations to Steve Hill.
He just won.
He just won last month.
That's bogus.
And he won again today.
But he
He's
played,
just lucky. He
played by
played
the
real.
rules.
Yeah, he didn't. There was no rigging going
He decided to go into the month, beginning of the month.
That's right.
Now he's
now he's stocked up. Really,
he snake drafted.
Exactly. He had a pick at the end of the round and the beginning of round 2.
Agreed.
Now he's kind of stuck for the rest of September, but he's good for like opening day NFL next week with all this Red Oak. Well, he's good for like a few Sundays.
Yeah, well, not just the Red Oak. He won
2 pizzas,
but he also won Free Beer Friday like a week or two ago.
Last week.
Yeah, it was last week. And then he won the White Claw stuff from the trivia.
We're turning this man into a straight up alky.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Sorry, Steve.
But he's got enough to last him a while.
I mean, what I would do in this case is probably just throw a football party of some sort.
I agree. Yeah, that would be, yeah.
If you want to be an a-hole about it, you could charge $5 a head. If you want to, be a gentleman, you could just say, hey, I got free beer, guys. Come on over. That's his call.
You could.
That's his call. All right. So, congratulations to Steve Hill. Got a great prize pack today. All those callers, the phone line's ringing off the hook, and Steve was able to get in and win again on Free Beer Friday.
Good response on a Friday afternoon.
Well, it's football season. But I mean, we had great numbers yesterday. I follow the Facebook Live feed, which is super active on game days, and I don't go over to YouTube that much. We had a ton of chatter and viewers in the YouTube chat, Glenn.
Yeah, that was new this time.
Yeah, and that was great to see as well. So, and I think a lot of people probably had it pulled up on their televisions.
I mean, we're not putting up Mr. Beast views or anything, but we're doing all right.
We didn't hit the 15 million.
Yeah, we're doing all right, though.
But with technology now, and I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch Pick Central from Barstool, and I watch a lot of things now on YouTube on my television via my Roku.
Sure.
And we got a lot of Pirate fans that now have that and pull us up on game day. And look, you can still go the traditional route, listen to us on radio. We got online, but we now have the ability to go
interactive
video.
Yeah. It's not just the video. It's the comment section. It's the interaction with the other listeners and with us.
Yeah.
I even got a text message concerning the awkward camera shot when I forgot that I'm on camera and I stuffed my mouth full of food, and I actually had a friend of mine who was watching at home on a 4K television and actually sent a screenshot and said, "Oh, I've got you in 4K chipmunk cheeks and all."
That reminds me of last season when I was putting some Texas Pete on Parker's chicken.
I remember that.
during the pregame or postgame.
Like,
just going to town.
Dousing it. Big dog with this Pete over there.
It was like, you can't have enough hot sauce.
You mentioned, speaking of food, you mentioned tiebreakers coming back in. I was the talk of the studio last night with my postgame choice because I got a cheesesteak, but I got it in a wrap rather than the bread, the bun.
So it was like a Philly cheese burrito of sorts.
And it still has all the taste, and it's a little bit lighter. It's actually easier to get through because you don't have to worry about the big bread.
Right.
So it is,
and it doesn't get really soggy like the bread does.
That's a pro move. It's a pro move.
Pro
right
tip.
there.
Pro
Yeah.
tip.
I got a grilled chicken Caesar salad, and
Glenn, I just thought about
quite
something.
good.
Y'all didn't ask me what I wanted last night. That's one thing. I mean, I was in there on the couch, but it's whatever.
I just realized.
Oh no!
I mean, it's fine. I was fine. I had a lot of food from earlier.
We had plenty of food.
Yeah, it was not. If there had been no food here, I would have spoken up.
Oh, I know you would have.
I just kind of watched it and waited to see if I was asked. Because I'm completely psychotic like that. I just waited. I waited. It was a test.
Holy
In
crap.
my defense, I was not here.
No, Shirley was not here. I put myself in charge of getting the orders, and Shirley left hers. Myself, Billy, Chandler, Billy's fiance were in here.
I was laying on the Troy's couch watching the TV.
Glenn was in his
Watching the game.
own world, and
I'm not really in my own world. I can look. I'm right across from the studio, so I see what you're doing.
You were a good 15 to 20 feet away, Glenn. That might as well be its own world. You were out of my sight line.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Man, what a fumble! Are you? I mean, that
I'm not sore about it because I was full. I had eaten so much of the other food.
If I was you, I'd be holding a major grudge right now. And
I don't.
Think you probably are.
No, I don't. I no grudge whatsoever because I was full of other foods.
All right, so next week,
if I was hungry, I would have spoken up.
Okay. Man, I apologize about that.
I just kind of waited to see if it happened.
It didn't happen.
No, I was waiting to see you not do it. And then I heard you on the phone ordering, and it was hilarious to me. It was so funny.
I can tell you what Glenn's thinking. That fool is ordering food and didn't even bother to ask
It was
me
so
if
funny
I
to
want
me.
anything.
Wow.
It was funny because I knew it was going to lead to a moment like this.
It literally popped in my head as I was talking about my great cheesesteak that I had. So what's your plan for next week? Are you going to the game?
Yeah, I'll be there next week.
All right, so
we need to make sure you have food.
Well, I'm gonna text you and get your order because are you coming? To
I will
studio?
I will come back afterwards to post video.
All right, so I will make.
I'll text you the order clip. I will be proactive.
You're a bit of a diva. You're going to be like, you gotta come to me. I'm not going to come to you. So that
you already messed up. You got to earn.
Yeah, you're not going to text me your order.
You have to earn it now.
You're going to wait for me to do it to see if I screw up again.
I mean, I know what I want. I want some.
Tell me right now.
I want some tenders and some fried pickles.
All right.
Oh yeah, fried pickles. Yeah.
What kind of tenders? Plain?
I like them with a little mild buffalo sauce on.
So
tossed
buffalo tenders.
Yeah.
And fries.
And
no, fried pickles
and some ranch.
Put some ranch on it.
Got to put some ranch on it.
All right, I'll try to remember that for next week.
I want to take a tinkle.
Oops, sorry.
Sorry. That was Giannis.
That was the Greek freak taking a tinkle.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
All right, let's take a time out. Boy, I'm glad we went over that on the air, and everybody's cool with it.
No, I thought it was hilarious.
I
thought it was funny.
Major post-game malfunction there, and I'm taking the heat on that.
If I didn't think it was funny, I would not have reacted in such a way.
Okay.
I saw it happening, and I just was going to ride with it. I was like, yeah, this will be funny. I'll be able to bring this up later.
Were you waiting to do it now, or were you going to just wait till the staff meeting?
I just
and
had
throw
one
them
in the.
bus?
I just had one in the chamber. Like whenever. I just had one locked and loaded.
Glenn on the grassy knoll waiting to use that one.
It'll take you out.
Man, yeah, that's like you didn't walk in while we were eating. Like I would have realized it then. I just now realized.
No, I stayed. I at that point, I was in another world.
All right, look out for your people out there, folks. I failed to do that last night. That one's on me. All right, let's take our final time out. We'll come back, wrap it up on a Friday after this.
Pirate Nation, your ECU football team is getting ready for another season, and they need you inside Downey-Picklen Stadium. Football season tickets are on sale now, and great seats are still available. Come out and watch your Pirates take on SEC opponent South Carolina, preseason top 10 Cincinnati, and many more. Season tickets start at just $99 and can be purchased online at ECUPirates.com or over the phone at 1-800-DIAL-ECU. Buy yours today, and let's bring back Rowdy Downey. Go Pirates!
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Are you starting to plan your holiday travel for this year? Book today on American Airlines at PGV and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines and PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the Pirates fly.
Other food delivery apps charge surprise fees, but Domino's is giving away $50 million worth of surprise frees, like free pizza, lava cakes, or cheesy bread when you order delivery online. And we found some unique ways to get the word out.
Like shouting from the rooftop! Free cheesy! Screaming it!
We even called Paul Revere.
Free lava cakes are coming!
Order delivery online and you could get a surprise free from Domino's. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 13 and up through 11/21/21. Odds of winning are 1 in 14. See rules at surprisefrees.domino's.com for free entry, blackout dates, restrictions, and details.
This is Dr. Anthony Scalick from Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center of Greenville. We offer a variety of services including arthroscopic surgery, sports medicine, carpal tunnel surgery, general orthopedics, fracture care, total joint replacement, physical therapy, and on-site MRIs. For experienced and professional medical care, visit our office on W.H. Smith Boulevard in Greenville and online at orthoeast.com. Orthopedics East, providing services to ECU and Pitt County athletics for over 35 years. Go Pirates!
University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com. UBE and PirateWear.com has all your back-to-school needs, and it's the place to shop for students of all ages. They carry ECU notebooks, binders, and backpacks, as well as umbrellas and rain jackets for that eastern North Carolina weather. And don't forget about their textbook department, where you can rent, buy, or sell your books year-round. And they also price match. And visit their social media pages, where there's almost always a Win It Wednesday going on throughout the school year. Stop by UBE or PirateWear.com, where there's new shipments arriving daily with lower prices than their competitors. Proud to be serving the Pirate Nation for over 50 years. Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
This is Roger Harris, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market for the day. The Dow was down 74 points at 35,369. NASDAQ was up 48 at 15,652, and the S&P only dropped a point and closed at 4,535. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Stock Market Report For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, one good thing, we're not hearing the word COVID a lot when it comes to these college football games, knock on wood.
We are hearing it a lot with high school football.
The same thing, yep.
You know what, you guys...
We ruined your segment. I'm sorry.
Will you let the host do his thing, set it up?
Will you order me a sandwich?
You said it. You can't. That's it.
He was waiting for it.
You used the bullet.
You left the door open.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. We're hearing it a ton in high school football, which affects our programming here on Pirate Radio to the point where we have no high school huddle tonight. And we have no D.H. Conley football tonight. Morgan Ahlers was all set to go at the high school huddle, but when there's so many cancellations and postponements around here, there's not a ton to talk about. So
yeah, you literally don't have anything to talk about. So because I know he had Ron Cook from Farmville Central lined up.
Wow, you said that like a true Farm Village.
It
Ron
took me But apparently Farmville Central has some COVID issues, I believe. But it was either that or Cleveland. But that game's been canceled.
Well, Cleveland was going to play Conley.
Did Farmville Central play Cleveland last week? Who did they play last week?
J.H. Rose played Cleveland last week.
Well, I missed something. Anyway. Yeah, but you're right. Cleveland and D.H. Conley, that game has been canceled. But Farmville Central's game has been canceled. And I think they were, but anyway. So you've got, as a matter of fact, when I was checking the schedule last night to make sure that nothing had changed before Morgan came in, before we left the fifth quarter last night, I actually went down and looked, and there was a whole slew of games that just had COVID-19 written right beside it. So unfortunately, it's, and I think the rule is if one person tests positive, the whole team's out.
With all of these people looking for games, you got to think Bishop Sycamore's fortunes are looking up.
Yeah, no kidding.
They might play 4 games this week.
They could come to an eastern North Carolina town near you.
Bishop Sycamore. I wonder if we'll ever see.
That is unbelievable.
Did you see that there was a Bishop Sycamore University type deal that happened yesterday on ESPN?
No.
There was a team that they had no logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then people started digging into it and found out that they had tried to play a D3 team. They were essentially a non-real university. It was a Bishop Sycamore situation.
Yeah,
it was Bishop Sycamore U.
Hey, look,
that's just crazy. That whole situation. I mean, how in the world?
I heard the coach got fired, and my question to that is who fired the coach? Because I thought he was like the team owner and GM and everything else.
Somebody pretended to be an AD and fired their pretend coach. You know what? I'm the president of the school. I just named myself.
I think that is what happened. I think it's Lord of the Flies over there. And people are just claiming positions.
Somebody grabbed a conch shell and said, "You're fired." And that's how it went down, I guess. All right. Great weekend. We are on tap with sports, college football, everything else. Big wrestling weekend, right, Glenn?
Charles Montgomery Punk comes back Sunday night.
Oh,
so excited.
That's not what the CM stands for, is it?
It supposedly stands for Chick Magnet.
Is that right?
That's what I mean. Punk has said that jokingly for years, and it's become to the point that that's what it stands for.
I thought it was, and maybe this was just fans doing a Chicago made. Could that be a possibility?
He has said that before, but
so he just changes it.
But it's like the Joker's origin; it changes depending on the story. But the OG story is he just did it as Chick Magnet Punk just to be funny, just to be kind of a tool bag.
He was successful in that.
Yeah, he is a tool, but I love him. I love the guy.
I'm going to actually buy that pay-per-view Sunday night. I want to spend actual monies.
Like $50-$60?
I think it's like 50 or so. I mean, I'm into it. I want to see what they do with Punk. I'm into AEW in general, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. I'm pretty excited.
We should do a live pay-per-view watch-along with Jeff Charles.
I would love it. Quake on the Lake, baby.
Quake on the Lake. All right, Shirley Rhodes, Glenn Griffin. I am Clip Brock. Thanks to all you folks for tuning in. We'll be back with you Monday, 3 o'clock for an all-new live edition of Pirate Radio Live. Enjoy your college football weekend, folks. We'll see you Monday.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.